What's good, Chad? It's Wednesday. Josh is in the house, and you know that thing where like you start your intro and you quickly run to take a piss before the show starts, and you just don't quite click live. We did that tonight. So,
hey, if it makes you feel any better, there was a time that I was late to one of my streams with Max, and he had been going for like 5-6 minutes, and I come in late. And I'm like, we're just hanging out. I'm like, hey, do you think you're doing the show? You're not live. And they was like, oh my god,
that's almost an AJ move.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is nearly AJ level. And the Dooley's in the house. Andy, Katie, welcome.
What's up? What's up?
You guys are like streaming Vikings right now. You're you're plundering, you're ravaging the countryside wherever you can go. Like what are we doing? 8 hours a day, you two?
This is our third stream today, so you know.
Yeah, behind the curtain. Well, that's right. Yeah, it's a beautiful curtain back here. You know, very high class, nothing but the best. Super professional, as you know. So guys, I'm glad you're all here. Josh, we got more people coming, but Josh is when I asked him to come on this show, I can't tell you how excited he was. Like he was like, I could tell that he couldn't say yes fast enough. In fact, that like it only took him like 20 hours to get back and say, "Oh, I guess that works." And so
I think I was at work, so it's like, yeah. I in my mind it was like, yeah, sure, and I think I just put sure. Sure, I guess.
Josh has been doing nothing but Daredevil, so I totally get it. He's Daredevil out. Maybe, but he knows the behind the scenes stuff. He is our Marvel insider, and he's gonna let us know what the fuck is going on with this show, what parts have been added, what parts haven't, and what's gonna happen next. Because you've got me hyped for this season with what you said for 7 and 8. I think you said are like bangers, Josh.
Yeah. I mean, they should be getting slowly better at this point, and especially that last episode is supposed to be a banger. So I've got a lot of friends that have watched the entire season, people that I trust, their opinions that I trust, and they said, hey, like get through the slog of the middle, and then you kind of get a nice tease of what we should get for season 2. So
all right. And Dooley's, you guys have been covering this on your channel and everywhere else. I saw you on with the DA last night. I think it was last night.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Fresh. What is your overall take on the show so far? Quickly, and we'll go through the chat after.
It sucks. I don't like it. There's pieces at the very end of episodes that are good, but it doesn't save the entire episode when it's 40 minutes and 5 to 10 minutes is actually good.
Yeah, Katie's on a real depressive arc. She's been let down by a couple shows recently, and so there's no nuance. It's fucking bad. She there's stuff I like about it. There's also just stuff that I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. There's like so much filler. Just I don't know.
Yeah, there is a lot of filler and severance. So that's what you're referencing, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm right there with you guys on that one. Let's say hello to the chat. We got Ryu early. Evening, Zax. Hope your family are well tonight. We're good. Thank you for stopping by. Jacob Ironside. Good to see you, dude. He's the one person taking my recommendation to watch Rogue Heroes on Amazon. Great. It's a fun series. Lots of white people in it. You guys should like it.
That's my number one thing,
Yeah.
Right? That's it. Katie, I know you kind of want to see more white people. It's okay. You can say it.
I would like more white people.
All right. There you go. Perfect. Gaze and Corey, what's up? Member for 15 months. I do have a couple of new clips I made for tonight. They're both like just to show how much I love a deep affection for this show. And here's one.
And the acquittal of Hector Ayala demands that I keep it.
Greatness.
When they dedicate an entire episode to him, like, oh, he's gonna be a major player, and
yeah, no.
Best part of that episode though was the actor. He was great. Too bad he's dead.
Yeah.
R.I.P. in real life. But it was good, and it was like all for nothing. All to show us he's the dumbest vigilante in the history of vigilantism, next to like maybe Kick-Ass on the First Day, which I've said before, but he jogs with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loudly, like
Rab Peter, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Shippy, what's up, Shippy? Late and gay. Zax, he stays consistent. True, except for this time, like I was earlier than you thought. I just was late on clicking live. But we got a full minute and a half of Gina that you missed. Yeah. You got Cineverse Fish. What is up? Cineverse Fish. What's up? Party people. Cindy has a link. So she might join us later, but she just finished her first ever live stream. So congratulations to her. What's up, Baguettes? What's up, Dildo? William Richards, let's go, boys. Good to see you. Will in the chat always. Zach showing YouTube behind the curtains. Yeah, I like to share it with people. People love shop talk. Shield Wall, what's up? Roman of the Empire, dude. Thank you for stopping in. Roman loves this show too. I bet. But he loves it. He really like. He's a deep lore guy, so
yeah,
this lines up perfectly for him. But we will talk about it, and I might get into a little bit later on, or maybe earlier on, see how it goes. I want to talk a little bit about that Stan Lee documentary thing with Kickstarter and all that. If you guys are aware of that, I'm sure Josh is. It's been covered other places, but I think it fits with covering a Daredevil show, which none of us are absolutely fully in love with. So it gives us something else we can talk about. Yes. Who else we got? Emperor Goodwin's in the house. Good to see you, Goodwin. Jay, always fun to see you. I believe you meant Patsy.
It's not where I go. No, it's we were reading an article, and this chick said her name was Katsy, and Andy was making a joke, and he's like, it's probably they just added the scene. It's supposed to be say Katie, and so Emperor Goodwin's like, I'm forever gonna call you Katsy instead of Katie.
And he has ever since.
So, yeah,
perfect. Thank you for staying on target, Emperor Goodwin. And Adam, I was calling you Adam in one chat one day, but that was my fucking phone autocorrecting and not.
Oh, really?
I
thought you were trolling.
No,
gay Adam Driver. Like
it's on my phone.
Yeah. There are people who just stole it for him. Was like, hey, what's up, gay Adam Driver? I'm like, I'm assuming that's
no, that was just I should have done that. That would have been better. I should have lied about that just now, but it's too late. The truth is out there. White Tiger was a retard. He was a very bad vigilante.
Yeah, not great.
Very, very, very bad vigilante. All right. So I didn't have Disney Plus pulled up so we can go through some of this stuff. I just want to show, for examples, I'm not going to risk playing it too much because last week I got taken down 3 times. Yeah, by Warner Brothers for True Romance. And but we're gonna do it anyways. We'll see. We'll do it live. You know how it goes. We got introduced here. I'm going to share the screen. Hopefully this works.
I'm kind of surprised Warner Brothers took you down. They're hurting so bad. I figured they'd take whatever they can get for someone to talk about their shit.
Especially for a 20-year-old movie, like tacky move on. There's like, geez.
No shit.
Like they're lucky. Like it's raising awareness.
Right.
Well, yeah, and it's celebrating a movie that I love that people had for whatever reason missed. And it was a good cause and all that. And I got people to watch it. I think Cindy had seen it before. Welcome, Senator.
Hi. How are you guys?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. I just got back from eating some food.
Congratulations on your first ever live stream.
Thank you. I had such a good time. Everybody was really kind about it. I had so many technical issues at the beginning, so I was really scared. And I talked in an octave 2 or 3 higher than normal. So my throat's a little sore.
Oh.
Say what?
You don't say.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. I mean, my mouth was open quite a lot.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. You know who else would like that? Who would love that comment? Squeaky Mouse.
I actually don't use my tongue for that. That's all throat.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All throat.
Yeah.
Oh God, Squeak! I love Squeak.
For added context, which makes it even funnier, is the guy whose stream that was Floral, and he's a pastor. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and a school bus driver. So it's it's not. He normally doesn't like that stuff on his stream at all.
That was a 1-2 punch.
It was. He was unfazed. So Good for
That
him.
also, I have to say this. I didn't know Ruben was in this movie.
Oh, there he is. You're right. It's vaguely ethnic, retired guy. His name's Cherry in the show. Vaguely.
Yeah.
Cherry?
vaguely. Cherry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh
his
my.
last name.
Yeah. He's retired. Who was he in the other series? Because I don't remember him at all.
No.
Okay. So he's made up. All right. So it's not just me that forgets. What's up, Miss Sparkles?
Miss
You?
Sparkles.
Hey, everyone. You can cover me up. That's fine. Could you cover anyone with this guy being Soul Assassin? What's up? Yeah, subs is in here. She had a, so what did it feel like doing your first stream? Let's talk about that first.
Oh my goodness, I was terrified like the whole time. And Tomby was so sweet. He like spent, I think the better part of I think 24 hours just kind of helping me out. So I really appreciate him. But it was great. I was terrified. And I really suck at stealth games because I have to bulldoze through, I will make it work. I played Sonic Frontiers with Leon, and I think I went through half the game not using half the skills available. And he's like, how are you even playing this? And I'm just like, I will make it work.
And you thought, for my first live stream ever, I should play Metal Gear Solid when I don't, for the first time.
So I didn't know what to play. And I didn't want to just pick one person. I thought I would ask several. And I put it on a wheel, even made a short about it called Spin for Sin. Yeah. And Leonard won. And he picked the worst game imaginable.
Yeah, it was a challenge, but you made it through. You did it.
Yes. I had a blast. Everybody was real supportive. And when I got stuck, they helped me out. And I'm really grateful for it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's Krieg the Bish. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this is episode 1. This is the very, very beginning, and this is where we meet all of our new replacements, because we have Foggy and Karen in here hanging out with Matt, and like old times, which was fun. I like that. I like that part of the show. But then they squeeze in their ethnic replacements. So Cherry here, there's another female lawyer who's going to be his partner, who I think is in the scene, and this chick who's like the captain of the police, something.
Oh, I thought you were going to say football team.
Detective? No, she's high ranking. What is her rank? I don't know, Josh. Do you know?
I think she did have like a captain type rank. She was the head of the hostage negotiation for whatever.
For episode 5.
Is episode 5, yeah.
Right, yeah. And so this is Foggy meeting his well, not his replacement directly, but she's
it's his replacement. She's the DEI replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is all new. Is that right, Josh?
Yeah. So the entire first episode was completely. So you've got 2 creative teams on this. You have the original creative team that filmed 6 episodes and then got canned, and Disney came out and said, "Hey, we're scrapping everything and starting from fresh." Except they didn't scrap everything, and they weren't starting from fresh. They just brought a new team in, and the team has only contributed 3 new episodes. So it's going to be episode 1, episode 8, and episode 9. And then they refilmed certain things, but ultimately they were stuck with what they were, had that was already been filmed.
Way more sense, and that's what we've been assuming this entire time.
So,
did you guys feel that it was like, Julius? Do you feel it was kind of patched together, or?
No,
Did you
100%.
notice that
Yeah,
right away?
It was so clear that they kept stuff, even though they lied and said they started all over. Because, like, the middle episodes, it's obvious that's stuff from the original. Like, that doesn't feel new at all. And then I think the fight scenes at the end of each episode were the ones that they patched in to add in at the very end. Like, because it's the only cool parts. Like, the rest of the episode is boring as fuck.
The dialogue feels all over the place. Sometimes they sound like themselves. Sometimes they just sound completely like just different characters.
There's a lot of really stilted writing, especially from the original creative team.
Yeah.
So,
dude, Matt's listening all the time, by the way.
Yeah.
Just sits there while people go on these diatribes. He's like, just 3 minutes gone.
Yeah, it's true. He just listens. That's his gig. So this is where Fogg is going to eat it, and I want to.
He eats it?
Yeah, there he is. And Karen, she's still hot even with blood on her face. I still would. It's fine.
Oh, do you
I
say
don't
she's
blame you.
hotter?
What's
Yes.
that, Katie?
I said she's hotter.
Katie, shame on you.
Yes.
No, I agree with her. Don't shame Katie.
And it's good to see you, Lady B. Thanks for stopping by to say hi since I haven't watched this and have been having a rough time lately. Well, Lady B, we're all behind you, and you're always welcome here. And I don't wish this show upon you. So I don't hate it. I don't want to be. I'm not gonna, step all over this show, but it's not great so far. Not great. And this was kind of okay. I like this part of the show. The first 20 minutes was okay. We get that fight scene. We get where Foggy's shot in the chest, which. Why do you think? Okay, my theory is he was shot in the chest because he's not dead. Because Bullseye would hit him in the head.
Yeah.
If he wanted him dead, but he shot him in the chest instead. So it makes me think he's not dead, but I could be wrong. What do you think, Josh?
Oh no, I'm 100% team not dead. So
Same.
Do both of you?
Yeah, there's been tons of rumors and like conspiracies that he's actually not dead.
yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
There's also I think there's also a reason the new creative team came out like the day before the first episode, being like, "Hey, something's happened, but don't worry, these actors are going to be here for season 2."
Yeah.
So
When they do that in the comics, don't they become superheroes?
not necessarily, but there is comics precedent. There's a storyline where Foggy fakes his death, and that issue number is ironically the address for the building they're in. So
Oh wow.
kind of like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But this is also one of the things where I think the creative team just got stuck with it and realized it was a stupid idea. Because originally you weren't going to have Foggy and Karen at all. Like that was just an afterthought. And it was just going to be mentioned that Foggy was murdered, but it was going to be by a corrupt cop instead of Bullseye. And then they were just going to move forward, and you never dealt with Foggy or Karen. Like it was just going to be like, yep, nope, we're just moving on. So I think
did we stray so far from season 1?
yeah, well, it's Disney.
I almost wish they had done it. Can you imagine that scene? It's like, where's Foggy? Oh, he's dead.
Oh no! So essentially, what you get for episode 2 was the episode 1. Like that's just how they. That yep. Like you've got his in memoriam card that's up there, and that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's wild.
Instead, we got this, which is at least an introduction to the, I guess the new characters who are taking over. And then this whole sequence is supposed to be a fun fight scene, and some of it is fun, but the CGI is, it kind of took me out of it at times, especially like there's things like the rope swing where Daredevil, like his arms are impossibly long, and they don't fix any of it. And some of the combat looked like CGI, which. One of the best things about the other show was if they did use CGI, you didn't really seem to. I didn't notice it. This is obvious that it's CGI.
Yeah, a lot of the transitions, and then it's almost. I felt like they sped up when they were fighting, going up the stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they sped it up, and they should not have. But especially when you get on that rooftop, oh my god, it's. Max kept calling it Gumby, and he's right. It just looks awkward.
It did have that sort of Gumby effect. Did you guys? So, did you like this opening
Overall,
fight scene, or what'd you think about that?
Honestly, overall, I actually liked the first episode. Like it was solid. I didn't have any real like major issues with the show until we get farther into it. I feel like the fight scenes, yes, it's clear they use way more CGI than they've ever used for the Netflix show, but it wasn't enough to like make me so upset to give up. Like I thought it was still a good show.
Yeah, it was a cool fight scene, but it did feel like they were trying to one up the fight scene, like the famous like hallway fight scene. But like kind of like you talk about having CGI. The cool thing about that fight scene is what they don't show. Like you're going to these rooms and you're hearing it and it feels very tactile. This instead, you're just seeing him get like peppered with knives, but it didn't feel. He's gonna be fine. Like you just taking knives to the head and stuff. Whatever.
It's no big deal.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Did you watch any of this before sending any of the first 3 seasons on Netflix?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the first one. No, actually, I watched both.
Okay. This is the Netflix series for a lot of people who like comic anything. That was kind of a lot of people's favorite adaptation of a comic. So this follows in that, and it's.
I actually really enjoyed Jessica Jones. I liked her snark.
Me too.
I like season 1 a lot of Jessica Jones. Purple Man was a
You
good
have
villain too.
great taste, Katie.
She does. Long history of Daredevil comics of Foggy being fake dead. I believe it will. We've also got lots of Disney sells so many tropes. Biggest being your characters suck. Love our characters instead. That's what they're trying to do with this one. Gatekeeper, what's up, dude? Good to see you here. Thanks for coming by. Hope all is well with you. Saw you on and wanted to speak. What's up? Drive safe, dude. Drive safe. Farscape. It's free. Thank you, Dilda. That's probably a good recommendation. Love It's in the house. What's up, Love It? She is doing her celebration stream too on April 6th. She's going to eat an entire pizza on camera, mukbang style. Maybe
Katie does that on Tuesdays.
Oh my!
Don't lie.
Maybe could be. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to be there for that. Hopefully, at least for the eating part. What else? Anyone I missed? If I missed you, I apologize. So this was strange because it's Bullseye. He can't miss. So why he and Matt's blind and Daredevil's blind. He knows that. So why he would walk into hand-to-hand combat with somebody and throw a smoke grenade in when he can't miss when he can see and Matt doesn't have eyes. It really took me out of the whole scene because he's retarded. This is retarded.
It's
But
like,
you
oh, Sunshine, that's cute.
But you realize that happens like multiple times, like through these episodes. Like there's scenarios where like Matt gets asked to do stuff, and it's like, do these people realize he's blind? Like, are we forgetting he's blind?
Well, like doesn't he just like Bullseye's about to dome a chick with a pool ball or something right now, or a beer bottle?
Oh, he does it a little bit. Yeah, he chunks a pool ball. Yeah.
She's
Well,
just like, what?
I hate to do this, Katie, but I can actually play devil's advocate on the them asking Matt to do stuff. Matt always comes off as capable and competent compared to the rest, so I'm not surprised.
I totally agree with that. But like when you're asking Matt to help find someone who's missing,
Yeah.
like he should be the last person you ask. Like,
But when you display constantly that you are capable of doing these things, you tend to kind of push that to the side, you know, and then you're just like, I'm used to this.
I think it's more. I mean, I get what you're saying. You're not wrong, Cindy. I think it's more that he's the main character, and so they
it's
have
just
to ask him.
convenient.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like
It does
I
make
didn't
for
want to
better-
play devil's advocate there. Yes, I know
I
the
like it.
lines.
It was good. It was good. Season 2 of. Oh yeah, so I agree totally with this. Luke Cage, I couldn't finish season 2. Jessica Jones, I think I barely made it through, but the first season was really good.
It
Really?
was
I
amazing.
thought season 2 of Luke Cage was better than season 1. Season 1, I think
didn't.
we've got rose-colored glasses for those first 6 episodes until they killed Mahershala Ali's character. Then that show went to shit so fast.
You're right. Yeah, Cottonmouth drove that series for me. So when he died, it was like, you're right. It was a letdown, but I don't remember season 2 at all. What happened in season 2?
Season 2, you had the Bushmaster come in, and then you actually had crossover with Danny and Colleen, and you basically had Heroes for Hire. Come on.
Kick Jock.
Go back and rewatch both seasons, and I promise you, season 2 is consistent and actually builds to a better conclusion versus season 1, where you have 6 solid good episodes, and then it just completely tanks.
Iron Fist was terrible all the way through. That is also true.
Iron Fist was terrible.
This is for you, John.
The only thing I would take from Iron Fist is Mary Walker. Pull her from season 2, put her in something, and let her actually become Typhoid Mary.
Oh, is that who she is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I watched. There was a scene in there that I think it was season 2 where the 2 chicks are beating up all these guys in a pool hall, and she has one arm. It just seemed it seemed a bit off for me.
It's the Daughters of the Dragon, man. It's a bit much.
Like I don't mind girls kicking ass constantly in Disney stuff, but with one arm, it was hard. It was harder to take. Just watch Rogue Heroes. Thank you, Crab Feeder. It is good. I love that show.
Rogue Heroes?
Yeah, I've been recommending it. It's on Prime. It's called SAS Rogue Heroes. It's about the first Special Air Service, the commando units made by the British in World War I. It was their first time ever, and it was very, very hush hush because it was ungentlemanly, and to have commandos go behind the lines and fuck shit up. So they didn't want to admit to be doing it. So these guys were actually like dropped in Africa and left to their own devices to go fuck up as much German stuff as they possibly could in Africa. And they somehow did, like, they survived long enough to do a bang up job of it to the point where they actually became famous from it, and they developed from there. But there's that Henry Cavill movie, which I haven't watched, which is kind of, I think, a lot based on maybe some of the same ideas, but this follows the actual guys. Like, it's not a documentary, and it clearly says that, but these are the actual people who are in these units and what they did for their missions.
Oh, wow. I really want to see that now. Thank you.
It is good. And there's a main character in there who possibly is gay, and it never comes up. Like,
oh, good.
It's not part of his character, not part of the show, but like if you look him up in real life, it was thought possibly he was. And it's not a storyline because they weren't talking about who they were fucking at all.
That's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm. Ugly Misty Night. Did you watch all of these Disney or MCU series?
We saw Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, the first season. I didn't see the second season of Luke Cage.
And I didn't see Iron Fist.
And I never watched Iron Fist because my friends told me it wasn't good.
You'd be
Josh
correct.
is talking about a different Iron Fist show.
No.
No, a little bit. No.
I only watch those. I only watch those movies when I'm with Zax. So.
Are you gonna make it to Vegas this year, Josh?
No, work's not letting me.
So I have to come find you in Texas.
Come find me.
Fuck. Okay.
More
Dooley's,
Texas people.
you're gonna be there, Dooley's, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my wife with you guys to distract her while I go see Josh. Huh? Worth it. Rogue Heroes is awesome. Thank you, Roman. Jacob's watching now too. It is. I highly recommend it. It's got Theon Greyjoy is in it at the start, and the cast of people that I wasn't familiar with because they're all British actors, but they do a fantastic job, and it pulls no punches. The 17th of April is the actual, I think, the meetup day with the Nerdrotic crew, and but I think there's a bunch of stuff happening all week. The D+. I didn't watch Hawkeye. Echo, I watched like 2 episodes of.
We
We
watched all of
binged it
Echo.
in one night.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm with the Doolies. I watched all of Echo. I had a friend that was in Echo, so it was kind of like
Really?
Yeah.
Were they as disappointed as we were?
Yes, because they filmed a lot more than what they actually had in there. So I think they were a little let down by that. But
That's sad.
It sucks you can't come to Vegas, but
yeah, I'm pissed, but that's okay. That's fine.
do you know why that with like when they have these actors and I'm sure stunt people and choreographers involved too, I'm assuming know what they're doing, that they would use so much CGI in this? Was it because they didn't get it the first time, or like what's the deal, Josh?
Yeah, so they have the same stunt coordinator that they had for the Netflix show. So it's the same guy. And I think if you're ever given like the keys to the kingdom and all the toys to play with, you're probably going to try some different things and experiment with it. I also don't know how much time they had to film this episode, so that might play into it a little bit. But he's openly stated, like, I've got new toys to play with. We're going to try new things, see what we can test out. Because one of the complaints, even with the Netflix series, at least from the comic nerds, was, hey, Daredevil's not as acrobatic as he is in the comics. So I wanted to try to bring some stuff in. It just didn't look good. Maybe it'll look better over time once they do more renders. But I wasn't crazy about it. But I also wasn't going to be like, oh, I'm not watching the show because these blobby characters.
Yeah,
I think we all had high hopes for this show.
Retarded, yeah. And when it looks like Flaccid running around on a roof, you're not gonna like it.
Cajun Gory, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. Appreciate you, dude. This is the biggest supervillain to come out of this series so far.
I don't want to hear no more shit about it. Which case? This is my case, and I'm going home on it. You hear me? Blind man.
Loud and clear.
Then go out there and do your job and get me some probation.
Fucking Leon. Fucking Leon.
Oh my goodness.
Or Leroy, whatever the fuck his name is.
We'll call him Leon. It
Who
works.
cares?
No,
He's fiddle faddle. That's what
That was the moment that
his
broke,
name's fiddle faddle.
that was the moment that broke Katie, by the way. And ever since then, she's just
Fiddle
bitter,
faddle?
angry. Yeah.
With a fiddle faddle?
Yes, that
You
The
episode.
second, yeah.
So do you know it's real?
Yes.
Okay.
I did not know until we were on a live stream with the DA and he explained that it was actually real.
Yeah.
We don't have that here.
Which just makes it sound like they got paid, like it was a product, like a
Product
spon-
placement,
Yeah,
yes.
product placement.
What's real? Oh,
Fiddle
Fiddle Faddle's
Faddle.
real?
What is fiddle faddle?
It's like almost like was it Cracker Jack? Like
Yeah.
caramel popcorn.
Oh,
but it's,
okay.
It's like the cheap version that you get at Dollar Tree. So they're trying to be like, oh, he's poor and on food stamps, he can't afford,
Oh, is it because
Crack-
he's black?
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Ah,
I mean, that's the
whole
narrative of that
Yeah.
episode is like, I
Oh.
like it because it tastes good, and so I stole it. Get over it, and you're like, okay.
He had like 20 priors or something like that. And he's
No,
like,
he had 20 pages. 20
Fuck.
pages of priors.
All related to theft of fiddle faddle, I believe.
it's old people Cracker Jack? Okay. I think that makes sense. I could see that. What's up, Sassy? Hey, gays. Hi, you too, Joshy. Aw. Say hi.
Hello. Hey there, Sassy. How you doing, pretty mama?
All right. So the fight is a bit, it is what it is. We get Daredevil who somehow this guy didn't. So he has a titanium spine, I think, but the rest of him is not made of titanium at all.
Yeah, his organs aren't for sure.
Right.
No.
Is his skull?
You'd think you'd want to cover your head.
Well, you would be surprised, like what people can survive, in on these shows. Possibly feel like now they're gonna kiss. Like I thought for sure, like at that point.
Oh my gosh!
Can
gonna-
you imagine if they kissed? I would actually be done. I'm like, I'm turning this off.
It win an Emmy if they did.
It would. Fuck, you're right. It would win an Emmy.
Such a brave episode. I don't know if you guys saw the historically brave episode of Daredevil last night where Matt kissed the villain.
Their lust overcame them on the roof, and even though his friend just died,
You could AI this.
You could.
You could. Yeah.
You
Have you,
should.
Josh? You could tell us. It's queer coded. I wouldn't put that shit past him, and then Daredevil can finish to the sound of Foggy's heart going out. That would be just like
That sounds metal.
yeah, that's right. So they're gonna do it. Will they? Won't they? Come on. Let's go.
Almost there. Oh damn.
So you think that would, like most people, maybe not necessarily kill right away, but it's not a great, wouldn't be a good feeling. And he's pretty okay. Like he goes to court, it's no big deal. Story wise, Josh would probably know this. I don't know if you guys know, but at the end of the Netflix series, wasn't he in jail already for life? Bullseye.
I'd have to go back and rewatch. I know he was getting operated on. Like the very last scene that you see of him, he's getting operated on because it's like a post-credit like stinger, like, oh, you know, Bullseye's gonna be back and he's gonna actually be Bullseye now. So
Oh, okay. And this is what they got with that. Are they kissing? I got drunk from Cindy's stream. Well, yes. I mean, they should have. I mean, I think that if the shot went on for any longer, they would have had to. I don't know what else you do. It's so awkward standing that close together.
Yeah.
Get that tension out.
I mean, I like that. The whole point of it
Can't
was Matt
see.
trying. Yeah, the whole point of it was Matt trying to decide if he was going to throw him off the roof or not. I actually liked that, but yeah, there's some questionable moments. The biggest like, oh my god, are they about to make out? Is in like episode 4, I think, with Frank, where you're like,
Oh yeah,
what's going on here? What's happening?
that would have been hot.
Subtlety.
Yeah.
No, I liked him throwing him off too. I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool. I'm just trying to look cool because Zach was making funny gay jokes, and I want to make a funny gay joke.
Yeah.
You
I
can
will
make funny
say
gay jokes.
the
Inclusion.
filmmakers did in that opening scene as they're fighting, which I didn't notice it till the second time I watched that before we discussed it. They keep changing the aspect ratio of the film as Matt's listening in. So every time he goes to listen in more to Foggy's heartbeat, you see that the screen narrows and gets tighter. And then as he focuses more on Bullseye, it goes back to a full aspect ratio, which I thought was really freaking cool. But little things.
Did you call them filmmakers?
Yeah, because this is Benson and Moorhead, and I actually respect those two.
Oh, this is the one. So this part was done by the people who take over later.
Yeah,
is that right? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
This entire first episode did not exist. This is all Benson Moorhead and Dario Scartapane, and Scartapane worked on the Punisher series for Netflix. So,
okay, which season? All of it?
Both, yeah, season 1 and 2.
Okay. Okay. Well, then this is the rest of it is kind of like this episode. I don't know how much we need to go through on this one. The Punisher or Kingpin comes back. I'll show you this. He can't wear white anymore because Vanessa is now wearing all of his white clothes, and so he has to wear like a normal suit. And she's pissed off that he shows up and interrupts her crime party. But at least she's not wearing her suit. So she's the crime boss. She's done a better job of running this family than he did. He's been missing for years. She fucked this other dude. What do you think of this, Josh?
Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it.
Doolies?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's awful. Like her having a whole boyfriend and him being okay with it. Stupid.
Especially after Echo, there's no more room to continue to just degrade Kingpin. Like,
yeah, no.
This guy's supposed to be formidable. He can't even keep his wife in line. She's like fucking other guys.
They demasculated him.
Yeah.
One job. They had one job they did right.
It also go ahead.
He fit the part so well too.
He did.
It also doesn't make sense character wise. Like they've already spent years away from each other, so why would a couple of months be such a tragic thing? They now need counseling, and she's now gonna go like jump on the next set of artist hands that she can find. It's the hands.
That was a horrible scene. The counseling super uncomfortable, and not a thing a counselor would do in real life either.
No.
Especially then have the balls after to bring him pull her aside and go, "Are you safe with him?" Well, you're the one who made her. If she's unsafe, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Cuckpin. So now we meet his like black friend. He puts Bullseye in jail, gets a life sentence again. The cops are evil. We'll get there, but pretty much the rest of the episode. White. Oh yeah. They're also the bank robbers are white. So everyone in this show who has a bad thing to do, except for the one who justifiably stole Fiddle Faddle, deserves all of our sympathy. What a great character that was too.
That's not right to you, man. Come on, man.
They're willing to spend more money on keeping me in jail than the cost for Fiddle Faddle. Yeah, that's right. That's how it fucking works. But it's okay. He's a victim, and he has one of the best lines. I want to play that one maybe, but where he talks about how it's so hard. It's so hard for a black man out here on the streets because you go to jail, so you miss your appointment with Social Security, and now you can't get your free food stamps. Like, wow.
Question.
Yeah.
That should be like, don't go to jail. Have you tried not going to jail?
Yeah.
Is Josh the one in that hood nigga short that you have?
Oh God.
Well, let's see. I can play it. We can look at maybe a bit of a side by side here, and you guys can let us know. And this, we'll say also, this is for Rio for remember comment like that. Where are you? Can't be a you motherfucker.
Two hood niggas that talk ridiculous jive are illiterate, and I'm not making that up. They can't even read. They talk like this, and they have buck teeth, and one of them even has a big buck gold tooth.
Oh my
I can confirm it is me. Yeah, I'm
That is
sorry.
Oh my
Josh.
goodness.
Josh Campia.
Josh.
That's right.
That
Josh.
was
Yes,
hilarious.
Emperor beat me to it. There you go.
I have no idea who that is.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Joshes.
Don't break the law. Yeah. And we're supposed to be mad at the cops because they were eating his stolen fiddle faddle. I know lots of cops, 100% they don't eat your stolen fiddle faddle.
No.
Maybe later, but not on site. And it's like they can afford to buy whatever, like their own food. They're not going to steal con food. It's not going to happen.
They can
Especially not
hold
dollar
on.
store.
They can afford to buy it without food stamps.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like,
That's
dude, the dude's already getting Social Security insurance and food stamps.
Yeah.
It's
They can
not good
afford
enough. He
Cracker
needs
Jack
more
now.
free shit. You don't understand.
That whole episode, Matt should have just been like, I'm a fine lawyer and an even finer superhero. This is beneath me.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
But he doesn't at the end. He agrees with them.
yeah,
He's
no,
like,
he does.
That's the thing. That's what's even
Pissed
worse.
me off. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's what made it all culminate into
She
me
was-
blowing
She
up.
was ragey. She's
Because
like,
I was
"Oh."
like, you got to be kidding me.
he was like, what the fuck?
We had our group chat, and I was blowing that bitch up. So,
It's the worst.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Vex? Wait, what's your Hunter J? Where is Hunter J? Great to see you, Vex. We are right now. We're talking about Daredevil Born Again. From this episode 2, kind of like the only thing I think that's really important. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is White Tiger without his mask? He fights crime in the subway station, and he, doesn't murder for sure. I would say probably you manslaughter's a cop, which would be what you would get.
The cop trips over him
yeah.
into the train, so there's no crime of being clumsy.
No, well, I mean, he got the death penalty for being clumsy, technically.
Do we pass the scene where Kingpin and Matt are talking in the diner? Was that the last episode?
last episode.
Yeah.
Episode
that's-
1, yeah.
I like that.
episode one,
I like that scene. I thought that was a cool scene.
Thanks, them. Howdy, everyone. Effects. Yeah, so they're beating up at an informant, which is kind of strange. But yeah,
Oh my.
Yeah, so he tripped over his friend.
zigged when he should have zagged. Court-wise, he would have got probably. It's hard to not do the manslaughter thing, or at least involuntary manslaughter, something like that. Because the cop's going to say, well, he attacked us, which he did do, and he was defending someone. But if someone dies as a result of an assault, it's usually going to be manslaughter. But anyway, he is innocent because he was a masked vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
Soundboard again. Yeah, I know, zombie. We're doing our best here.
There's a much funnier scenario they could have had play out on a subway to be topical. That would have.
What's that?
With the choking, yeah,
The choking.
yeah.
The choking part. They should. I mean, I'm surprised they kind of didn't, but he's Latino, so he would never do something like that. Only white guys choke people to death on subways.
Yeah, they would have shanked him.
This is a fun scene. This is how like city politics works. If you're the mayor and you find a big hole in the ground, there's always workers handy who are just sitting around waiting for permits with other equipment to go through. And if you're Kingpin, you can put the order through to fix the road. What a hero! He's getting it done.
The amount of retardation in this scene is unreal.
Go,
I
Josh.
can't. Yeah, no, there's traffic and you have Kingpin get out and he's like, who's overseeing this project? Who's the foreman here? And you have some like bumbling gay ass retard be like, oh, it's me, sir, it's me. And like you half expect a musical to break out by the way he runs over, and then he's like, "Fill this hole." He's like, "We're waiting on the red tape," and he's like, "I give you permission." It's like,
And then everybody claps.
and then everyone claps. It's like, are we writing this for 4-year-olds? What the fuck is going on here?
You're right. This is worth audio.
It's your job, not mine.
Foreman!
You guys know construction workers at all? Like, you're familiar with floor construction?
Yeah.
Fine gentlemen, most of them. Some chicks do. I guess don't do that. Not very well, but they're allowed to do it. 6-foot hole in the ground. That's right. So a lot of people are super excited to get to work. Like, they're very motivated. These guys are on the sidelines. They're so excited to get this chance. The coach is going to put them in to play the game. And
Who's the foreman?
Hey, you're the mayor.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I want you to stop what
Hey,
you're doing.
you're the mayor.
So
I
tiny.
voted for you.
Oh my goodness.
yeah, this is how most he runs like a construction worker too.
He sells the happy puppy look.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on? Okay, I'm jumping into this late.
What?
I don't know. Some out a manhole, fill this hole. That's it. CBR's coming to Josh.
Oh yeah.
Fill that hole. You have the equipment and the manpower.
Hey, sorry, sir. It's the red tape. We're waiting on the permit approval.
Consider it approved.
Got it. No! Hold! Let's go now!
They're not so pumped. They're not saying, "Fuck, this is my lunch. We're 30 minutes from our next lunch break. We can't do this today, right?" Have you ever known a construction crew to sit on site waiting for permits?
No.
It's not a thing.
No!
Let's go.
It's certainly not handled that way.
They're all running like it's a fucking work for an ambulance, but no.
Yes.
Let's get it
Filling a
done.
hole like this.
Most workers I know would be pissed the fuck off if this guy shows up as the mayor and says, "Get to work, you lazy fucks." Like, no, would not happen that way. It's not rocket
Not
science.
rocket science.
True.
Remember I told you that I'd get things done. Well, here I am getting them done.
What?
It feels like if Kingpin got hit on the head and had like a fever dream of how his first day in office is going to go, like an idolized, and they're going to be rushing to do what I say, and people are going to be cheering me on, and he's supposed to. Like,
I want to be like Donald Trump.
Bro, I thought this was a live action scene from Bob the Builder. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll have a maple donut, sir. We'll get back to you tomorrow. Yeah, we have to wait. Yeah, you can't. It does. Now it would be funny if he had to do it himself. If he's like, "We're gonna get this done," they're like, "Nah," and so the Kingpin has to fix the hole on his own. That would be more realistic.
Yeah.
The unions wouldn't like that.
Nope, that's true. Stealing union labor. He's a union buster. I mean, I don't know. I'm missing something here with this donut competition.
I have no idea.
In chat, but that's okay.
It's the replacement for fiddle faddle and what cops would steal.
Makes
Thank
sense.
you, Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. Oh, who's unzipping themselves? Go on.
No.
Oh, that was me.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
You like that? It's a
Yep.
nice zipper sound.
It is a nice zipper sound.
Oh my gosh.
Chat.
Yeah.
Quietly listen for zippers.
Oh no! Did you want another one?
Well,
I'll give you more. I'll even say zipper slowly.
Do it.
Zipper.
Please.
Okay, I can't get it closer to the mic. Hold on.
Oh.
There we go.
Bring the mic closer to it.
Yeah. Please,
It folded up on me.
please clip this.
Oh my goodness. My zipper got stuck.
That's the best. This is the best show I've ever done. Yeah. So it's a big defense thing. Is this when he? Yeah. When does he meet Tony Soprano's kid?
it's somewhere around in here.
I mean, this is the first time we see him doing anything Kingpinish, where he's like, you can't actually quit as the commissioner.
Transition. You will need a new police commissioner. And,
Yeah, where he threatens
and
him.
guess what?
Yeah.
A lot of new cops as well. Goodbye, Fisk.
Before you go, just one thing. You're originally from
It's like he threatens him, but this is the most basic of all kind of threats. Why do you hear liquid? Good question.
I didn't even think this was a threat. I thought we had moved from fucking Bob the Builder to Blue's Clues. Like, I was grabbing my handy dandy notebook. I was ready. Like,
Oh shit.
Yeah, he threatens his family. It's
Mr. Man.
Gino's
Very-
right, but that's your favorite. I think that the best.
We get a lesson in cheesesteaks basically from the Kingpin. This old dude who Cherry. I don't know what his role is in this. Is he supposed to be Karen?
he's a private. I mean, kind of. He's a private investigator, so he is essentially Karen at that point. So,
What's up, Timeskills? Thanks for stopping by.
he was fine in these first 2 episodes, and then he hasn't really done anything since then. So,
What do you guys think of Julie's of the replacements when they got Cherry and the black chick? I don't know her name.
I
No offense.
repeatedly
Also
forget
Cherry.
they exist.
What's that, Eddie?
I just keep forgetting they exist. Like they've made so little impact.
Yeah, they honestly don't matter.
Love it.
You're right, love it.
She's
That's
right.
why I put it down on the floor.
She gets it. We have dirty minds. That's okay. How do you openly threaten? Yeah, I can picture with a witness. Who the fuck wrote this, and did they get help after the stroke?
well, to be fair, the witness is his new Wesley. Like he's in on the crime. Like he's the assistant for the whole crime business. So,
this is the big reveal of how cops are bad guys, and how if you're a bad guy cop, you get a obvious tattoo, branding you as such. That's what most dirty cops do. It's a club.
I'm sorry, but that cop looks like he's in middle school.
I think. Go, Josh.
No, I was gonna say that's the most like faggoty place to put a tattoo as well. Like, hey guys,
Yes,
I got Brandon. Woo, punish.
Slay Queen.
Oh,
That's right.
No, it is a Punisher too, so it's punish me.
I mean, it's the only thing that would have been worse than having the tattoo place here would be if he had a tramp stamp.
I was literally about to say that. Yep.
A Punisher tramp stamp. I like it.
Yeah, all dirty cops get tramp stamps. That's what they do. It's part of. You can't be in the club if you don't get a tramp stamp. Mystery, I played the fifth. Yeah. So this is. Do you think this is more gay than the neck tattoo, like the Cody Rhodes one?
Yeah, for sure.
It's more gay.
I don't think I've ever seen a dude actually just get a tattoo here.
No.
Like they've either got like the sleeve, but like the only people that I see get tattoos here are women.
Yes,
Women.
you're right.
Yeah. I'm like, I have a tattoo there.
I do too.
Hold on, let's see it, Katie.
I was say it's just the sun. Like, and I can't like show it
Oh my
well
gosh.
with like. Well,
All right.
Yeah. But it's just sun.
Okay.
But that's the thing. Women have those tattoos. Like, I don't know any dude who has a tattoo there.
Right.
Good point. Also, this is dumb. So he kicks their ass, even though like they're going to kill him. And as a lawyer, he's going to be the witness. So let's be clear that Matt Murdock has every reason to be here. Everything is above board. He's not being Daredevil. He is meeting a client. So he's here for a good reason. The cops show up and attack him. They're gonna kill him. It's a fun scene.
This.
Oh shit!
That was some good shit.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
that
got
was
Rick.
sick. He John Wicked him.
Catsy is a dirty cop. I always wonder.
Yep.
So, all right. So he's a lawyer, remember? Lawyer, broke a guy's arm. That was pretty cool. But if you're a lawyer and you're here and you get attacked by dirty cops, one of whom is the guy who was the one accusing your client of killing his partner, why would you not tell anyone about this?
Yeah.
And you call the rest of the police and say, I was here to see a client. These guys came and they attacked me. And like somehow you're a blind guy, but you managed to take them.
I think that's why somehow you're a blind guy and you managed to take him.
It was a small space. He's been practicing his entire life for this one moment.
They tripped.
Lie and
They
say
tripped.
someone
It was
else-
wild.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of stuff. Don't know what happened.
You could, yeah. So you say maybe the witness did this. I don't know. I was here to see him. People started, a gun was put to my head. And then the cops can't say it was you because, well, I'm blind. Of course it wasn't me. You guys retarded?
I'm blind.
Yeah, it can't be him. So that would have ended all of it. His client gets out because this cop is obviously dirty. He tries to kill him, who's the only witness to the crime. And he's like, no, I'll let it slide and I'll talk to him about it in a hallway sometime.
Do you think they would ask him to do a police lineup?
Oh, they might. They might.
Is it inclusive not to?
I mean, he gets asked to do a lot of shit. Oh, raid. What's up? We got a raid. We have a Nickweiser raid. Get in here, Nick. We're waiting for you, dude. Thanks for the raid.
Hail to the Raiders.
Hail to the Raiders. So yeah, that's episode 2. Thoughts, Doolies? Did you like that episode?
So I actually didn't hate that episode. That episode was decent. Like there's stuff that happened that was kind of stupid, but I was able to overlook it because I was like, oh, well, there's some good, some bad, but overall it was fun.
Yeah.
And we got our boy Nickweiser in the house. What's up, dude?
I thought your show started at 10, so I apologize.
It's all good.
Genuinely speaking, I apologize. You're probably really confused. Hold on. Is Nick doing something? What's going on here?
I did see that, but I thought maybe you forgot. So I'm like, I'm not going to call attention to it. We'll talk about it privately, but here we are.
Very sorry, though. I am strongly not happy with that. So either way, shite happened. Let's make it right and, well, of course, correct. Hello, everyone else on the panel. I know Josh as well. So hello, Josh. Good to see you.
You're the Doolies?
What's up?
Yeah,
Hi.
Katie?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Catsy, I guess.
Do not start that. Don't continue that.
Hey, there was an awesome villain in Sailor Moon named Catsy. I would own that name.
Is there really?
There you go.
Yes.
I did not know that.
You could look it up. I will send you a
Okay,
picture.
wait, I believe you.
It's a test
She
case.
is-
She's checking to see if you trust her.
I know.
Yes. No. But no, it's a great name. So I was a little shocked that you didn't like it. I was like, oh, but that's such a cool name, though.
No, I don't like it because of what it's referencing is someone who made a typo error when writing an article about Snow White. So it's completely different.
Oh, okay. Well, then, no, I hate the name. I would never, ever assign that to you. What was I thinking? Oh, my goodness, chat, shame on you.
What is up, Mark? Mark D. What's the good to see you, dude. Nick, so we've already talked about the first 2 episodes, and you're reviewing this show as well. Overall, let's start. Overall, what are your thoughts of the show so far?
Man, I thought Charlie Sheen, when he was by winning, he was bipolar. But I think the show really rivals Charlie Sheen when he was by winning, because there's moments I'm really enjoying, and there's moments that I outright hate, and I'm like, this must be Charlie Sheen when he was at his down moments, the bad moments. But when Charlie Sheen's, going out there, partying, drinking, and partying harder than everyone else on the planet, that's when the Daredevil show is good. It's really interesting. Now, I did really enjoy the last 2 episodes. I did. I still have some nitpicks there. Probably my biggest complaint was actually from episode 4. We'll just say the jail scene. That was probably... No, sorry, not probably. I'm lying. That was the worst scene in the series. Not only one of the series, but also in all the MCU. Period.
Wow.
Someone should get sued for that shit and lose all their money for letting that shit take place on the national stage. Don't ever let that human being eat pizza again.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I deserve some dessert.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
$55.
Fiddle fucking faddle.
Fiddle faddle, Cindy. And Cinevere, this is Nick. Cinevere did her first live stream ever on her channels, and she killed it.
Thank you. Cool. Hi, Nick. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And while you were away, Nick, she was good enough to undo some zippers for us. And
I did. It was delicious.
It's the best content I've ever been attached to. So that's it. I can retire now. Skirt. $55. What's up? We got Cannoli in the house. People coming over. Raiders coming over. Lovely Sherry's in the house. Good to see you. Always good to see you, lovely Sherry. Mark D with the C hanging out. We got one Cannoli. I bet a Mrs. Cannoli earlier, so we got the Cannoli couple all together. Mr. E. Sydney killed. Oh yeah, you did.
Oh yes, I did.
You died.
It was
quite
dreadful. I think my count was 28.
I think that's right. But I suck at those games too. So who am I to? I can't talk shit. You did well. You did better than I would probably. And this is so. I played this before. I have a longer version of this clip. So I'm gonna play it now for you, Nick. This is for you. Let me know what you think.
I don't want to hear no more shit about in which case. This is my case, and I'm going home on it. You hear me? Blind man.
Loud and clear.
Then go out there and do your job and get me some probation.
Yeah, let me see what I can do.
See? See, that's funny. Because you can't see shit.
Give me some probation.
That guy needs to get bitch smacked hard for that shit. The worst part about it is that the argument is laying out like, who are you, the criminal, the repeat criminal, might I add, to decide what your terms are, what your sentencing is? Who are you? Yeah. Like do the writers not think when they say that? Oh, so if someone
and yet they do in real life,
or someone commits rape. Do they get to use that same card to? Well, no, I get to decide what jail I'm in, what floor I'm in. What kind of precedent are you setting with that type of argument, letting the convicts and the criminals decide what they get sentenced for and what they don't? Why do they have to have a say? It's already crazy enough in the legal system because it's not a justice system; it's a legal system that they already have more rights than the people who get wronged anyway. This is the ultimate leverage card for them to ultimately decide what their sentencing is.
Well, I mean, look, we know that the guy that wrote this episode was, probably writing it with his White Guys for Kamala t-shirt on, and then when he was watching the takes, was like crying, just total like bitch crying. Looking at the monitor, being like, these poor black people.
His wife's
the only
boyfriend.
thing that could have made that episode redeeming is they just brought back Turk Barrett, because he would have made something funny out of it. If Turk Barrett were in it, he would not got a victim card. He would have just busted Matt's balls, and it would have been hilarious.
Who's that?
He's the black guy.
Recurring character, who's in all Marvel Netflix shows.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah.
What's her name was Rosario Dawson was. They were kind of recurring characters on the show.
Yeah.
And Turk was always kind of getting into stupid crap. So he was one of those. He was always getting into trouble type of guys. But there was an entertaining charm to him. It was like, oh, Turk. What are you doing now? See, it would have been so entertaining. Was it that hard to call him? I'm sure you would have done this shit for free. No, we needed a victimhood episode.
Soon, Cannoli. Soon you'll be in my arms. I'll be in your arms. You're 6'5".
Oh, well, like for the Creed song, like Arms Wide Open.
Hopefully, it's only that. Like it's gonna be our first. It's gonna be our first date, Cannoli. So.
No, with that picture right there, it looks like Bittersweet Symphony.
With this one?
Yeah, because he's like walking down the street, like grabbing people's food and then eating it, and he's just like bulldozing through the people.
That fits. Good night, love it. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Night, love it.
Good night.
All right. Don't go anywhere, Cineverse Fish. Just don't die. No car accidents allowed. Please don't crash. So what do you think, guys? What did you guys think of this BB gimmick. These cutouts. Josh.
I'm not a fan of any of these man on the street type clips, just because they never feel authentic. Like if you're gonna do this, you might as well just go ask actual people questions about New York City or crime or whatever and film it. Also, I don't understand why it looks the way it does, because even filming on iPhones looks better than this. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not a fan of the BB character in general, and I feel like the only reason they're bringing her in is to have her do something that her uncle did in the comics, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Nick?
I'm of two minds of this. I don't think she's going to have any significant part in this episode. I think she originally did, and they probably brought her role down significantly, because if she were to have something prominent, either it's going to happen in the follow-up season or it ain't going to happen at all, because we're at the point within the season where if her character has had to have something very significant, I think it would have happened by now, since we're 2/3 of the way in. Now, overall, I like the angle of the New York State perspective. I like seeing the varying opinions on not just vigilantes, but on politics, but on crime as well. I like those angles. It really makes New York City feel lived in, and makes it feel like an additional character to the story. And maybe that just could be the 900 Spider-Man Daredevil comics, me being reading. There's a little bit of a similar angle in the 2002 Spider-Man movie as well, except without the guy on streets. They just show the camera to people reacting rather than having a reporter be involved with it. That all said, though, I like that she's actually stuck with reporting and nothing else. So she's had a small part. And as long as her small part stays, well, just that, I'm good with it. Is it something that you need to have in the show? No, not really. But I'm okay with the angle. Yeah.
Doolies.
100%. BB's like filler. Like she's just to fill space and time. Like I don't think she has any real relevance. I think the point of her talking to the people on the streets just so they can show these weird angles, because even one of the people they talked to, they were talking about the misrepresentation of the Dominicans and how they're actually targeted, and how the white tiger's not going to get off because he's actually discriminated against. And I was like, oh my God, are we for real focusing on this bullshit?
And to echo what Josh is saying, it looks like a shot on a flip phone. I find it unpleasant.
And it feels like it was a choice. Like they clearly decided to.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I don't know. And I feel like they're also finding like the ugliest people in New York to film.
He's like, why are they so
To
ugly?
be fair, New York City's probably got millions of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that look, this is just me, and I don't think if these scenes are awful, I just don't care for them. But anytime you get actors for these scenes, it's always like you've got this background actor that they pulled forward, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is my big break. Like I'm gonna like deliver this," and it's just like, no, just take it, just take a deep breath.
There's a desperation when they're asking pretty basic stuff. Yeah.
Cindy?
Oh, no, I was going to say, I feel like some guy just wandered in off the street and was just like, oh, yeah, wow, okay, I'm going to go this way.
Also, let's be for real. If a little black girl comes up to you with a camera and puts it in your face and is like, what do you think about crime in New York? And be like, fuck you, bitch, get out the way.
So true.
And you'll check your wallet, for sure. Right? So this, I don't know what, I get what they're doing. I don't care about her character at all whatsoever. I think that a lot of the things we're going to see in this show are to set up stuff that I hope doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like we're going to meet Kamala Khan, possibly. We meet her dad at least. We've got the little girl, White Tiger, to replace her uncle. Are they good?
She's like 10 years old, though. That's another thing. If it happens, which I don't put it past the idea of it happening, I don't think it's going to happen in this show.
No.
And if that's the case, good. I would actually be very unhappy. If you're going to put that female unnecessary white tiger in the MCU, just leave it away from the show, please.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't do that, but that's what I thought.
Oh, you know they will. Come on. There's nothing that they won't do now. Think about it. What will they not do nowadays with these type of kids? Yeah, they should. They should have let Hector have. In my opinion, they should let him be part of the season throughout. And if you need to kill him by the end of the first season, then do it then, because that way we could have at least had one team up with him and Daredevil. We could have seen him and engage a few action scenes. It's so unfortunate because I really thought the actor who played that character, he showed a lot of great range with his material he was given. I was like, go Faye, you actually bring in a diverse character who's original, by the way, and you freaking kill him.
I mean, you don't just kill him; you kill him in the most embarrassing possible way. He looks like an idiot when he dies. And well, here you go.
And the acquittal of Hector Ayala demands that I keep it.
So wrong.
What a stunning and brave vigilante you had there.
Stunning and brave.
And in the city, he's like an inner city vigilante. So, of course, you're going to wear mostly white, which is great camouflage, and run down the middle of the road loudly, like so you can draw whatever attention you can to yourself when you go to fight crime. I've never seen anyone pull that off like they did there. What a loss that was, White Tiger.
Worst instincts ever. He goes from like a light jog to like just a brisk walk as he gets domed.
Yep.
It's like,
and he's like, is there crime this way? Like, oh my God. You look at he's acting like a dog. And also, I don't want to be the asshole, but Puerto Rico doesn't have tigers on it. So I don't know why he would pick the white tiger.
Oh, going after the Puerto Ricans, man. Come on. Man.
Hey, the Puerto Ricans have lots of stuff that's good. Just they don't have tigers. It's not my fault.
No, we have good.
They got confused when they saw
our
him.
rice is great. That's what we're known for. Is the rice.
He could have been called the white rice.
Yeah.
They have frogs that sing. He's not the white frog. He picked tiger. Like, is he the first ever white tiger in canon? You guys
in the comics? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. He appeared in this like zine-like series called The Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. That's where Shang-Chi appeared. It was when Marvel's kind of doing their whole like martial arts craze. They want to hop in on it. So they start creating characters to, accommodate to a trend. Of course, then they start emphasizing on all the characters who already existed. Of course, they emphasize on Iron Fist. They introduced Shang-Chi. They introduced White Tiger. They even interviewed Chuck Norris in a few of the issues as well. And it's cool because if you've seen like the big zine magazines for like the Savage Sword of Conan, they're big black and white pages.
Yeah.
And the character was created by creators Bill Mantlo and George Perez. And they actually had a really cool side story that they were doing with the character for the first 7 or 8 issues of Deadly Hands. And it was really killer stuff. And unfortunately, didn't go on to be in too many comics. He would just be like a reoccurring character for Daredevil and Spider-Man. And he actually died in the Daredevil Bendis run when Bendis was competent. And sadly, nothing was done after that with the character. For all the characters that they stayed dead in comics, he should have been one of the ones that they brought back. But no, they had to kill him. Unfortunately, I'm still mad about that.
He died embarrassingly bad. Aren't you? You're stealth Puerto Rican, right, Nick?
Yes, my mom is fully Puerto Rican, and the family's from Puerto Rico. Like lived in the country and all that jazz. She's got like 9 daughters. The whole Puerto Rican Hispanic stereotype of having X amount of siblings. Yeah, she is that, and like 4 or 5 brothers. I don't know who half their names are. And yes, that is actually the truth. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a huge family, and the Puerto Rican rice is great. And half the price, I'm questioning if I'm family, if I'm a guest. But yeah, anyways, White Tiger, go on.
do you own a Supra?
No. No, I did not.
I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know, dildo. Maybe it's Croatian Puerto Ricans only that have that. Nick L32.
Well, that's good.
This is this is another romantic meeting in the bathroom with Matt and the guy from
Puerto police.
Mayor of Kingstown. He's also the cop who shoots people on that show. So you can. He's good at the role. He's got some sharp eyebrows, I have to say. Got a good good line. I like it. So he is the witness. Matt in court doesn't say, hey, remember when you tried to kill me like a couple of days ago? Doesn't come up because Matt thinks he's got his secret weapon, who was his witness, who he should have never trusted, who in the bathroom. I mean, it's not an airport, so I think it's okay.
We can't skip over one of the best lines that's been in the series, though.
What is it?
Is when Matt acknowledges his black eye and he's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." And he goes,
that was hilarious.
They say a good cure for a black eye is fast hands. I was like, oh.
It was kind of poetic. It was kind of funny. It's like, wow, that's actually great.
Testified before my client arrived at the station. The place was a ghost town.
Yeah.
Informant you were roughing up.
Objection. You better have a good faith basis for this, Mr. Murdoch.
I do.
I like how they brought in a lot of obscure B-C list characters from the Daredevil lore. Now, I don't know how well you know the lore, Josh, but they brought in like a bunch of deep cut characters. But and I'm not just talking about the convenient one like Heather Glenn, but Hawkberg here, who he's competing against in the court. He's from the Charles Soule run.
Yep.
And in the recent episode, when Wilson Fisk went to go meet up with a bunch of those task force guys, one of those guys, his name was Cole North, who he says from Chicago. He's from the Chip Zdarsky run as well.
Yep.
And they gave him the exact background as he has in the book. So I am happy to see that they're actually digging into these characters and getting their backgrounds correctly portrayed. So it's clear that someone was actually looking at source material when they were making this show.
Agreed.
Somebody was. I didn't. So I'll do this. You guys ever read these books? Are you comic fans in general? Have you read any Daredevil stories on your own?
Not Daredevil, but other comics. But I didn't know any of that. That's cool.
We have a couple of ringers on the panel, so lucky for me.
Wow. Did you and Officer Shanahan have an arranged meeting with Nikki Torres on the platform that night?
What's he gonna say, guys?
You're gay.
There you go. Look at that guy. So subtle with that tattoo.
I can't believe they race swapped Cody Rhodes, man.
That was perfect. Oh, that's funny. Oh, they race swapped Cody.
They race swapped Cody Rhodes.
You know, I wondered when that episode, when Matt and Frank had that conversation, I have nothing to prove it off of, and it could just be a hunch, but I have a feeling that was going to be the episode where there was going to be a full-on conversation about the police, and they changed whatever that conversation was into, well, Matt and Frank dealing with their loss.
Oh, yeah. That whole...
Do you feel like that episode was changed based off because they were originally going to go into this angle? I feel like this was kind of like their way of having their cake and eating it too. Do you feel that way, Josh?
No.
Is their closest way of acknowledging it in a way?
No, I know for a fact. So Frank was not in that episode at all. That was picked up, filmed at a much later time, and then inserted in. Yeah.
Okay.
At what point was Punisher supposed to show up?
He was only supposed to show up for one episode, and
it's 2 episodes then. Okay.
He's supposed to be in 3.
3.
Total.
Okay. So we got 1 so far. So we have 3 to go. We're expecting him into him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember Netflix Jigsaw's face?
Yeah.
That face is not a Jigsaw.
He was like mostly fine.
I know. He looked like a model who just got a cut on his face. Oh, you want to talk about the Netflix budget in a nutshell? Put a side-by-side comparison of Jigsaw in Warzone to Jigsaw in the show, and that should tell you about the money that Netflix are just scared to spend when it comes to getting characters right.
Scene coming up that I love where we get to see this officer who's on the stand currently somehow get across town and interrupt the other witness from coming to the court. It's like he can teleport, this guy. Here we go. Here is the legendary line. Found it.
He's got it. He did it.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought it was there.
Cannot testify.
They really wasted Charlie Cox.
They did. So they're sending this guy across. It's a big. I didn't mind this episode. I didn't mind the legal stuff at all. I thought it was pretty well done. Like the courtroom stuff was intense. It was just the very end of this episode is fucking retarded.
I was happy with the episode, and I guess this is once again where the Charlie Sheen thing comes in, where I loved a lot about this episode, but like you, Zach, the ending drove me crazy because for once we finally got a courtroom drama-centric episode around Daredevil. Like we would have little, nibbles of it throughout the Netflix series, but now that I've had it, it's like, okay, I'm happy. It's kind of like I had my Thanksgiving meal. I'm happy, but let's move on now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt it was jarring because he pulls out the mask.
Protect his community.
Calls him out as White Tiger when he's on the stand. So people know he's White Tiger. He gets out of the case, but a lot of people know he's White Tiger because of this. Like everyone knows now. And I'm surprised that Matt would out him like that. And then episode 4, he has no remorse whatsoever for any of this. It doesn't seem like.
They had that conversation after. I guess you could say it would be the closest thing. That it's clear he was playing a very desperate card because he really had no other way of winning. And this is something I had to think about. He really had no other choice. And on top of it, he hit it from him. So it was a dick move. I don't disagree on it being a dick move. It was, but if Hector Ayala wanted any possibility of a chance, this was literally his only way out.
Agreed. And I think too, and it's not stated, but it's like one of those things, like if Hector went to jail, it would eventually come out that he's White Tiger, and then he would most likely get killed in jail. So this is at least an opportunity. Because Matt even tells him, like, you can't be White Tiger anymore. And he's still like, no, that's who I am. But maybe you like move somewhere else and go be White Tiger. Like, don't stay here.
Go to Hawaii or something, damn it.
Go back
to Ohio. Maybe Ohio needs a White Tiger. I hear Cleveland needs superheroes. Yeah. Come on.
Ryan, what's up? Kid Rock? Yeah, sure.
I also think, and this is kind of going back to BB, but I had a strong feeling they made Matt do this dick move to turn it back onto him later in the season, where he would have his identity revealed to the public. And that's where I was saying I'm nervous. That's what I don't know if they'll do it, but that's where I was nervous with the BB taking kind of Ben's place from the comics.
Outing himself for his. Oh God, I hope they don't.
I hope so too.
I mean, now if they do, that would have been the most Mark Waid thing that they could have done to the show. And I know you understand that reference, Josh, with the Mark Waid. Because Slacks, we'll throw in some lore. So obviously.
Yeah,
you may have heard originally when they are first making the show, they're going to lift heavy from the Mark Waid run. A few of the elements there. One, the show is in San Francisco, which appropriately enough, Karen L is in San Francisco. That particular run was a lot more comedic, and Daredevil can have comical elements, but it's kind of be like a thing in passing or an on the nose quick joke, but move on. Nothing where it becomes like a big laugh out loud gag, which is what Mark Waid did. Also in the comics, Kirsten McDuffie, who's in the show, who Matt works with, in the comics, she was insufferable. She's actually a lot better in the show. Like, seriously, you would much rather get Epstein than to ever be around McDuffie in the comics. She's actually much better in the show. I can't believe I'm saying that. Like, I was questioning my sanity. Like, I'm like, maybe I should bitch smack myself just to make sure I'm saying this correctly. No, I'm saying it correctly.
Okay.
So you had that, and then another one of the things was Matt just outed his own identity carelessly, just very nonchalant about it, and that was a very big part of the run. And then when the ball came into the next writer's court to undo the identity, well, that's the writer who a lot of the material they're taking from now for this one is, aka Charles Soule. Charles Soule is responsible for not only bringing Matt back to Hell's Kitchen, he made him a DA. Hochberg, who he's competing against, from the run. Muse, from the run as well. Blood Murals, obviously really inspired by a lot of the Ron Garney art that he did.
What are White Tiger's abilities?
He's basically a badass fighter who's powered by his amulet.
Okay.
Yeah,
very simple,
basically
straightforward.
Enhanced strength, enhanced senses. I don't think he had the enhanced senses here.
He's a Latino guy who's got badass martial arts skills. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. Shang-Chi is basically just Bruce Lee. They need a response to Bruce Lee. They're like, okay, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna call him Shang-Chi, even though he looks just like Bruce Lee.
The character could be cool. He looks like a Power Ranger in this.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Go Power Ranger.
Yeah, he does look like a Power Ranger. I never thought of that.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he looked more like Kick-Ass.
He looks like
a
Kick-Ass
little bit.
here. This is a Kick-Ass.
That's what I thought the Kick-Ass element. Well, it's a handmade suit. No, I'm glad they actually had him wear a suit and not the 900 digitalized suit.
Oh yeah.
Looking at you, Moon Knight. Oh man.
True. Yep. True. And he's just behaving like someone who doesn't who's never done this before. I mean, I'm not a vigilante, but I don't know most people who would walk down the street like he does, like this, in costume, to go fight crime. Like, generally, unless you have some serious superpowers, don't do this stuff. Not a good look.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I take a night off at least. Like, this is the day you did go to jail for life. So,
I can look past him not taking a night off. I get that angle. When you're in the whole hero mode, it's an addition. It's just basically an extension of your personality. I can let that card go. I just think killing him was just the worst timing ever. It was such a premature move. But to be fair, Daredevil, dating back to Netflix, is public enemy number one in terms of killing characters prematurely. They did it to James Wesley. They did it to Elektra. They did it to Ben Urich. They did it to Stick. All these characters who have been all great, they all killed them prematurely. And it seems like this one show is very consistent from that show of killing characters who didn't need to die just yet.
I heard the woman scream. Yeah. Nothing to do with the gun. That's true. So this was I was shocked because the actor was very good, I thought, in this. And I know he passed away, but to have go through all of that in this legal episode where you're like, okay, great. Like these, it's a bit of a, it's a mixed bag because his identity is outed, but at least he's not in jail and Daredevil got a win. And he's I want to see more of his character. And like someone in the chat had said earlier, and I think that's a great point, is that why not have him show some of these saves he made as in flashbacks instead of having people go and there you go. And have him just they describe it instead. Why not show that? Because all we saw of him being cool was like a convenience store video for like a few seconds. And it's such a waste. Like I think that would have made you buy into him even more, and he would have looked like a hero, but we never got to see him looking like a hero at all.
I mean, it's writing 101, show don't tell. But also, like, I'm not surprised because the writing is just so stilted for so many of these episodes or parts of these episodes. And I mean, some people are like, oh, did the plan change because he died? No, like the plan was he was going to get shot in the head and killed. Like that was the original plan. That's what they filmed to begin with. They refilmed him getting shot in the head just for the sake of having the cop walk by in a Punisher logo. That's it.
I wonder.
Can I ask how he died?
Oh, he had cancer.
Oh, yeah, cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he died in 2023. So all these first 6, well, not first the 6 episodes that they filmed from the original crew, they were filmed early to mid 2023.
Mm-hmm. And they were supposed to originally come out March of 2024, but that's when they halted it and pushed it back a whole entire year because they were going to do a big overhaul of the show. Now, obviously, the amount of conflicting reports on what that overall is, we'll probably never know. But man.
So one of my good friends, Brandon Davis, BD, he's been doing interviews with the directors after each episode. So he got early access to all the episodes, watched them, and then he pre-filmed like 20-30 minute interviews with each of the episode directors. And he's been smart enough to go in and start asking questions, but like in a smart way of being like, instead of being like, so what changed? You know, he's going through just asking like, what was it like filming the scene? And you got the director was like, oh, I didn't film this scene. This came later. So it's just like, oh, thank God.
Okay, no, it's a smart way of going about without having to put them on the spot. That's definitely fair. Yeah, it's definitely there's definitely elements of a Frankenstein's monster here. It's definitely for sure. There's definitely Frankenstein's monster. It's a really interesting show because you see the makings of a great show, but you also see the makings of a show that you never wanted to watch.
Why did we spend so much time with this asshole? Do you guys know?
In this one
Why
episode?
Do you think?
It's a message.
Yeah.
The message. This is their one episode where they can lay in on the message. And it's weird because this scene, once again, sorry for my Charlie Sheen repetitive comments, but this is relevant because we had the worst scene in the entire series, one of the worst in all of MCU.
Yep.
And then right after it was one of the best scenes of this series.
Yeah. But they knew
I don't know if a writer, whoever's credited for writing this episode, was he the writer the entire time, and the way he just writes is so polarizing from one end of the spectrum to the other? Or was there a writer for this episode, and that writer is shit? They're like, okay, well, let's bring in a writer to hopefully save the remains of this episode, and then so we have whatever this 4th episode ended up being. I don't know which one it is, but it's got to be one of those scenarios, because how does one same writer write both these scenarios?
Oh no, 2 different writers, 2 different directors. Like it
doesn't make any sense.
So this episode was originally titled A Day in the Life, and you were practically only following Kingpin aside from the scenes that they actually kept with Matt. Like, and it was supposed to just all move chronologically and like just slowly go throughout the day. And I'm glad they changed. Well, I mean, it's still not a good episode, but I'd hate to see what the original without any changes would have been like.
More couples counseling.
I think they would have laughed about their counseling. I think they would have joked around. They would have gone full Mark Waid about it, and they would have laughed it off. Maybe got a little Taika Waititi slapstick in there as well.
The couple counseling scenes it's the original script, but they were refilmed. But it's still the same script. So they didn't change anything from the script with a couple counseling scenes. The only reason they refilmed it was originally they had recast Vanessa with an Asian actress.
The Asian lady. Yeah.
So they had to go back, and the reason they didn't rewrite the scenes was because they couldn't get all the actors there at the same time. So that's why so many of these scenes are shot in certain ways where there's just 1 or 2, but not all 3 like shown at once.
I know also how the show was originally supposed to be 24 episodes, and they're 6 or 8. Yeah. So this is now down to 9, which, you know what? I'm fine with that. I think that there's one thing I've seen from a lot of shows on streaming in the last several years is a lot of shows, even good ones, suffer from going on for too long. Even the best of Marvel Netflix had that problem too. Like Jessica Jones season 1, which I love.
Me too.
If I could have one major critique about it, they could probably taken out 2 episodes worth of material, maybe 3 for sure, 2. And I feel like it would have definitely elevated my score from, let's just say 8.5, 8.6, like a 9.1, 9.2, had they have, trimmed down some fat.
Dooley, so What did you guys what did you guys think of the couples counseling angle of this show? Was that a shock?
No, because it's like Hollywood's really, really fascinated with like women explaining why they cheat. It's just like a thing. And so almost any time you have that plot line, I just assume we're going to get long explanations of why women cheat.
Why she's actually the victim in this whole scenario.
Yeah.
And explaining how she was just wronged in her past life. And so, yeah.
Also, like when she's talking about the hands, like, dude, like, would you have blamed like Kingpin if he like swung at her? Like, it's so, I don't know.
Jeez. You're muted, Zax.
He could have stood up and flipped the couch, really, like something, but he just sat there and like, I mean, I get he's beating up that dude or whatever but it's still to have this come up and have her asking these questions, and you got to sit there and take it, and then Vanessa gets really into it. Like you could tell she needs a towel after this.
Yeah, well, it's clear he's trying to win her back, so he's playing whatever game he has to play to win her back. I can roll with that angle because one, he's tried to turn over a new leaf many times, but really it's just his way of covering up who he is that much more. And it's clear we have our answer on that after what happened in the 5th and 6th episodes. He's not the first time he's done that, so I buy that angle. When you're a desperate guy, you're gonna do some crazy shit that you don't normally do, even if you don't mean it in your own head. It's easy for him to put on front. And actually, no, it's not. And I think that's what makes it a challenge for us, because this is not familiar territory for him. Because it's not familiar, he doesn't know exactly how to act because this is not his wheelhouse.
Yeah. I mean, yes, that's all true. Doolies, you guys are not a couple, but if you were to go to counseling,
wait a second, y'all aren't a couple? Are y'all brother and sister?
No,
is there some White Lotus shit going on? Like what's happening?
We're not related. What's hilarious is someone asked us if we were related.
Because we're so close in tone.
Yeah, the skin tone really gives it away.
But you're not a couple.
No.
Okay.
So
I've got a chance.
Yes, you got a chance, Josh.
I got you.
I'm kidding.
He's gonna be in Vegas.
This is pretty wild. Like, I would love to see a scene like this play out the other way, with the guy explaining why he cheated, and just in front of his wife, be like, I mean, did you see her breasts? Did you see, or any, like, there's no non-creepy things. Like, did you see her feet? It was her feet, you know? You'd be like, oh, bro.
Oh, he's not black, though. And Leon, like, noticed a disproportionate amount of black men really like feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's like, Mugen Lord is like the ultimate example, is what he said.
Oh, well, and Kata.
Oh, yeah, Kata. No, Kata's the ultimate example from me because of what he did, like all his stuff that he pulls. He's so funny.
Yeah, well, yeah, feet lovers are funny. Not a foot guy.
Feet are gross.
Get an anthropologist, be like, why do black guys like feet so much? Is it something to do with hunter-gatherer, like sense memories, or?
Well, you're African. Tell me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. Like, you know, a lot of walking in Africa. Beautiful pair of feet takes you a long way where I'm from.
King Kata of the Foot Clan. Here we go.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, so yeah, he's uncomfortable. We're all uncomfortable. It's a weird exchange. Then she's like, "Hey, just on the DL, are you like safe with him?" And she's
that was the funniest scene.
Yeah.
When she's like, "Oh, you poor girl. No, I'm fine."
That was at least she said she was fine, because this is a thing where if anyone shouldn't be fine, it would be Kingpin. And if he's pissed off, it's the therapist's fault at this point. She's going to make it, she makes it worse by having the wife stay behind so they can have a private conversation. Also not a great way to do counseling, but
no, this is terrible counseling.
Up,
The only thing in this that was true to a counselor is that when she says, I asked you this at the beginning, but are you looking to dissolve the marriage or save the marriage? That is something that will legitimately happen unless you go to like Christian counseling. But other than that, like no count, and she feels like, you know, pretend Barbie playing a counselor, and which honestly I kind of hate, because in that very first episode I thought she had like a little bit of charisma when she was having the tete-a-tete with Matt in the cafe. Like I was like, all right, you know, like two different, you know, psychological approaches to this. This could be a fun relationship, but we haven't seen it since. And then everything that's actually interesting about Heather Glenn as a character, they're not utilizing.
No, it's a once again another scenario where like McDuffie, for better and worse, their characters in name only. And once again, I'm happy about that with McDuffie, but I'm not as happy about that with Glenn. And it's not like Glenn is bad either, but there's definitely potential there that's being lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, I agree. She's a terrible therapist. Because if Kingpin is a domestic abuser, what does she think is waiting on the other side of that door for her client?
A good time.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I want to go back to something you guys had mentioned earlier, because you're right. The message stuff is pretty clear on what they've done with this show, but they've done such a poor job, because like you had this Latino hero that they did a good job building up, and then for whatever reason they shit the bed with him, and then same thing, like they could have had any other black dude basically have been arrested for something that maybe he didn't do. He doesn't have a long rap sheet. There's not every reason in the world for him not to get probation. And they could have had that be the client, but they fucking don't. Like they pick an asshole. They give him way too much screen time to make us hate him. And then they show us Matt agreeing with him in the end that, yeah. You're right.
Not that, the number of times they have characters talk down to Matt or like just talk shit, and he just agrees with them eventually. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, why does this man have no spine?
Well,
I mean,
isn't that how it is with Fisk
that
too?
You can get away with that to a point. Well, see, I think there could be a better argument made on Kingpin, but Matt can take that to a point because he's a punching bag in and out of the suit. But I feel like the jail scene was a bridge too far.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like this was like a direct to us about how they feel about like at what level crime is a crime, you know, which has just been in the news.
That and this whole like goes, you know, like it's systemic, and you know, how can we like they're clearly leaning towards that side. And it's like, you know what, if you wanted to have a story where you lean into like, you know what, maybe our crime system is flawed, you should have just had the guy look like someone who stole it. He didn't actually steal the stuff, but he's taking the fall for it because they're certain it's him because he looked like the guy. If they had done something like that,
that'd be so.
Then he pulled like, yo, I'm getting arrested and I'm not gonna get my SSI appointment. Like, you know, and even then, I still think you're pushing it because I don't have a lot of like, you know, sympathy for people on. Anyways.
But you're right.
At that point, I would have been like, you know what? I'll take it. But they didn't. They made a point. They kept making a point to tell you how shitty of a human being this guy is. And then he has no remorse. He's not learning his lessons. And he still thinks he should like get the benefit. He should get the, you know, go collect $200. Like
it's the most San Francisco shit about the episode.
Yeah.
They once again, and I would not put it past the writer, whoever wrote this part of the episode probably is from Portland or NYC or San Francisco and thinks that this is how people live.
You hit feet, okay.
Founding member of Chaz or something.
Well, for this particular episode, one of the writers is a guy named Devin Kleiger, and his other writing experience is a TV series called Rainbow High, and a script for a Furby movie that never saw the light of day.
He had to have been the one that wrote this scene. It had to
I'm
have been.
sure. I'm
almost Magic Johnson HIV positive the more I think about it that he was the one.
I don't get like how you do this and you watch it back and you go, "That's the message we want." I feel bad for this asshole.
Well, I didn't do it.
No, I said I didn't do that shit.
I didn't do it. So we get that. That's the first part, which is fucking annoying. And it is not gonna, he would know, he's a seasoned criminal, that he would know he's not gonna do with this. He's been arrested on site with the stuff. He's fucking done. He's cooked, and he should know that. But he, for whatever reason, thinks I didn't do it. Matt does the evidence for him.
The thing is, the bodega where this allegedly occurred has a surveillance system involving many cameras.
Oh.
Now, they've already turned over to the prosecution footage, which they claim shows you stealing the items. In addition, the cashier is willing to testify she was an eyewitness to the whole thing, and the store security guard will testify that when he detained you, you were in possession of multiple boxes of fiddle-faddle caramel corn.
Did we also mention he did this before again and again
Yeah.
and again and again and again, and he's not showing any signs of wanting to let up?
Yeah.
What's up, Jacob?
Just because you
I think that's the
fucking
most accurate
exist-
thing about this movie or series.
Just because you exist and breathe oxygen doesn't mean you get to just do whatever you want. And that's what they want this guy to be like seen as, is just because he exists, he gets to have everything, and that we owe it to him to take care of him.
Yeah, he gets
Fuck
a pass.
off, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not very sympathetic. You don't sympathize with him. You see an idiot who's willing to throw away his entire life and all of his benefits for some candy. So he has no impulse control. Like, okay.
Like he's a
That's
child.
a you problem, bro.
Yeah.
That's a you problem. Don't go to me for your shit.
It's not my fault I keep stealing stuff all the time. I just want the stuff, and I don't want to pay for it. He even says I paid for it before.
Well,
What a horribly
that was
inconsistent character.
That was a lie. He said I paid for it last week.
Right.
Like,
Obviously, it's a lie. It's all a lie. We know he did it.
Come on, man.
You paid the iron price, yeah.
Oh God.
They could have, like, there's 100 ways they could have done this, and at least had some of the audience feel sympathy for this guy. But there's no one. There is absolutely nobody who has watched this episode and said, "Yeah, you know what? He's right. He did nothing wrong.
Oh
and
no,
he should be free."
I promise you, there are people in California and Oregon and Washington State that I wouldn't be shocked if some like faggoty white guy cried watching this scene.
Oh, I'm sure. Dude,
Literally,
I
one
looked
of
it up on Twix and I saw there were people defending this scene.
Holy
Yes.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
they exist. I've seen them. No, obviously I couldn't tell you the number, how many of them are authentic accounts, bots, yada yada. But have I seen people praise the scene? Yes, I absolutely have.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
It is. People are
Yeah.
fucking losers.
And then you probably had like 90% of the black community that were like, "Oh yeah, thank you," and then they're like, "That guilty as fuck," but I'm glad they showed this.
They're all voting for Kamala. What's up, Cook? There you go, dude.
Getting that representation in.
I mean, Matt says he's right. He's like, you're right.
You're right.
Yeah, I flipped my lid.
Yeah, this
Tim
to
was.
me was the bridge too far with Matt's response right there, because as I said earlier, he is a bit of a punching bag. A, B, you got to remember too, he is a Catholic. The Catholic guilt is, I believe that's a thing, and he is a guy who generally does want the best for everyone, even for the shittiest of people. That's why he's in love with a full-on villain, because he still wants the best, even for a full-on villain. So there is that part of him as a human being. But this crossed a lot of lines. This one.
If you're arrested, you don't get to pick your sentence. It doesn't
Right?
feel like that.
No.
Like
at all.
What the fuck kind of shit is that?
Right.
We have.
It's not a thing.
Your rap sheet.
How come you guys always got to bring that up? What I did-
Because it's relevant.
Because it exists.
Oh,
you can't bring up my history. I'll bring up your history of the 1619 project history. We'll talk about that, but not how many crimes I've committed.
Right? Yeah, for real though. Why you gotta always bring that up? I don't know. Why do you always have to bring up slavery? Like, what's
Right.
going on here?
Yeah, the fuck. You were never a slave, dude.
Sheet like yours. 25 pages of offense.
25 pages of offenses.
But somehow he doesn't want you to bring up his past.
yeah. Right. They're called priors, and that's what I do here. That's my job.
Yeah. I have to negotiate on your behalf with an attorney and then possibly a judge. I got nothing to work with. Why the fuck are you? Yeah, that's right. Why aren't you doing your job? Fucking go get me that
This is the type
probation.
of mentality that set up shit like you could steal up to $900 worth of shit in San Francisco. Is that what it is? $900?
It's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this felt like. Felt like that lecture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's not hurting anybody. It's only one box. Like, whatever.
Why are all of our stores leaving?
I know.
They're racist. The stores are being racist.
Yeah.
That's the funniest shit. Target is being racist. Well, you keep burning it down. I don't know if they care what the color of the people are who are burning it down. They're probably not going to want to build it again.
Hey, man, why? How come you got everything locked up in here except for the sunscreen?
Panhandling, petty loss.
Katie does ask that though.
Does she? Katie, I got a question for you. Do you mind if I ask you a question? I'm Canadian, so I don't get this stuff.
Go right ahead. What?
When you're in a store, are you tempted to steal? Like,
be honest.
Be honest, Katie. Yeah. Like, I don't know. How does it work? Like,
Oh my goodness.
You don't look to the side like, oh, I think I could go for that guy's wallet.
I think I could get away with it.
That's not a
All
no.
you have to do is smile real pretty.
All I want to say is I've never seen Katie holding a receipt. Do with that what you will.
Oh my God.
Conspiracies abound.
So that's a sometimes, Katie?
Thank you. Oh, sure. Yeah. Sometimes I consider stealing.
Okay.
In Minecraft, yeah.
In Minecraft. Well, I mean, it's my channel. It doesn't matter. You will not get shut down for anything you do on here, I promise. I will, but that's okay. Katie battles inner demons. Yes.
She battles 400 years of systemic racism is what she battles.
Yeah.
Oh my. Are you getting reparations?
I can't wait. Yeah, there you go. Slave trad. Okay. Do you feel grateful to the British for ending the Atlantic slave trade at all?
Do I feel grateful?
Yeah.
Well, we already had this argument on our channel.
Oh, did you?
If
You're
I was
welcome.
a slave, I wouldn't be an outside slave, so I would have been fine.
Yeah, Katie's under this delusion that she's an indoor slave. Like, so
I would have been good.
So her ancestors are just like, oh, Katie.
Aw.
I think she's
Sweet
right.
summer child.
I'm just imagining Katie running to the house quoting Gone with the Wind, like being Mammy.
Bro, when you get the more you get to know Katie, you realize she would absolutely roll over on runaway slaves.
100%.
Katie would be like, bro, look, two wrongs don't make it right. You don't just run away from this thing.
Cooking with Katie. There it is.
Oh man.
Shout out to Rhodesia. Hey, Rhodesia has seen better days. If the pictures tell a story, but
That would be more so Andy.
yeah, Andy.
I got a lot of Rhodesian friends.
Why did you give up and run away?
That's a different country. They gave up. We didn't give up.
I mean, you're not there.
We got my boy Trump working on it. Haven't you been reading?
Did you demand it?
Yeah. Bring them all here.
Zimbabwe's like, so could some of you come back, you farmers, and because we don't have any food anymore. So yeah. Good
Used to be the breadbasket of Africa, bro.
Yeah. I mean, someone's got to do the work, though. There it is.
Look lovely today.
So I don't know. This comes out of nowhere,
8-3.
but she's cute and I like her. I don't know if she's like a character. She comes up again.
I think it was just a scene to show how smooth Matt is with the ladies. That's honestly all I got to say. You know what? He talked a good game. I'll say that.
She's cute.
He talked a good game in this scene. So this is the only good thing that come out of the jail. It's like he went from like a 0% and then just brought to like a 5%.
Yeah, Matt's notoriously a player, so
I
didn't mind
yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's basically his other superpower.
Yeah.
Okay, and Josh can vouch for me on this. Outside of Uncle Ben and Gwen Stacy, Matt Murdock's list of girlfriends are the other characters who also stay dead in comics. Outside of Elektra,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
She looks like she could be a distant cousin to Angelina Jolie.
I was gonna say her niece or something. You're
Without
right.
the lip surgery.
Yeah.
It's there. I see it. And this was also good too. I thought this was good, like social justice, because he's talking to her, and then some other chick of color comes over and says, "I'm going to talk over you now. I need her full attention." White dude, and it works for her.
The guy.
Looks like we went 30 days on this last time. So how about we go 35?
So the guy's looking for probation.
And I'm looking for Mr. Right.
I like her. Sassy.
I like her too. A legal brief. She has a big forehead. I mean, okay.
Because she's a very smart lawyer.
Yes.
Yes. Big
She's
brain.
a very smart lawyer. That's right. So yeah, it's just at least something that's okay. We get this where these guys can't stop getting close to each other.
Maybe there's a homoerotic thing going on here, like Rocky and Apollo.
It's not maybe. Look at this. Josh, do you routinely get close to guys like that who you're not attracted to?
Whoa! I mean, look, I'm straight, so if I'm getting close to a guy like that, it's totally no homo. Like, come on, man.
I know a lot of men, and you set off my gaydar.
Guilty.
It's not a crime anymore.
Because, well, I don't know. It depends. Because the only people that I tend to not like people, so usually I'm the one that's like, get the fuck away from me. Or I think they act too faggoty. So the only people that I get this close to are usually other straight guys that are playing gay chicken. Let's be honest. So
that's beautiful.
I love that take.
I know, gay chicken.
I love that take. You're like one of the OG gays. That's awesome.
That's right.
That's right.
Don't put up.
Do
with
you
that.
have a gerbil
Original
in your
gangster.
Absolutely not.
Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog.
What type of dog?
What type of dog? So right now he's a Corgi Chihuahua mix. I found him under a car.
Nice.
Parking lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Corgi Chihuahua mix. Hell yeah, bitch.
There we go. Got a poll in the chat. So we got the question is Daredevil is a top, bottom, or switch hitter?
Oh man.
Not answer.
Josh,
Yes.
come on.
Switch.
It's a secret. It's private. Nobody's gonna know.
Daredevil?
What do you think?
I mean, based on what we've seen in the season so far, Matt is a top. Unless Frank's around, then he'll,
Oh yeah.
So
He'll have it both ways when it comes to Frank.
He'll look over his shoulder a little bit. Give a little winky wink.
Speaking
Frank,
of,
I dropped my walking stick. Help me.
it's not this season is not worth getting into yet. Maybe it will be. It's not horrible at all. It's just expectations were very high.
Yeah, but it's been very mid. I mean, there are moments that are okay to good, but being mid is almost a worse crime than being good or bad. Like, at least if it's awful, you're talking about it because of how bad it is. When it's mid, you're like, all right, and you just go on to the next thing.
And I would even go so far as to say there's been some awful scenes. Like there have been some tragically awful scenes mixed in with some other scenes that saved the episode, which is why it's irritating.
Yeah, because you know that the potential's there. And that's what drives me crazy is the thing. There was a chance, to quote Dumb and Dumber, there actually was a chance. And you're seeing how bigger the fumbles are when they blow.
Yeah. Like Cinevere was saying, they waste Charlie Cox in this, dude. He's just listening to lesser characters a lot.
Yeah, and look, so we're covering this on Max's channel every Friday night, and some of that is by design, right? So some of if you go and really look at it, a lot of Matt and Wilson Fisk, there are supposed to be parallels of two people that are trying so hard not to be who they actually are.
Yep.
So some of that is by design.
Yep.
It's just still not executed as well as it could be. You know, so I get what they're doing. And the scene that we have coming up with Frank, like Frank blatantly calls him out on that. And I think that's also part of the reason why it's so refreshing is he says, you know, he's got the line where he's like, the only honest thing, or it's when Matt hits Frank and he's like, that's the only honest thing you've done. So
this is one of the better scenes in any of the Disney series, maybe the best up there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this was added later. Josh?
Yeah, this was filmed later and then pulled forward. So this is kind of where you have some of that. I mean, like the guy that directed this is the guy that is directing episode 8, I believe. So,
which is even more like criminal that they didn't just start over like they said they were going to. Like
100%.
they should have just had those people do the entire thing over.
Yeah,
well, and it's kind of like, go ahead. I was just gonna.
Jinx. Take away, Josh. I'll wait.
I was just gonna say it's almost like they're like, oh, we don't want to waste this money, but you've now set up a 9-episode series with 6 episodes in it that you said yourself weren't good enough. It didn't cut it. What makes you think fans are gonna feel the same way to not only stick through season 1, but want to come back for season 2? It just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right, Josh. You're absolutely right. You know, they should just understand. It was like they just weren't capable of fully admitting defeat. It was like, it's already bad enough we had to change the show. We had to bring back the darker show. We had to minimize, let's just say, the potential how bad a McDuffie could have been. The comedy aspect, the constant talking, or the fact that the Punisher stuff could have been handled far worse. The counseling stuff could have been handled far worse. So they felt like by having those few episodes, they could feel like they still had the littlest bit of a victory, because fully admitting defeat to them is just not allowed. They just cannot. Their egos cannot handle that they fucked this up from the beginning. So this is them trying to course correct and save face as much as they can. So they want to have their cake and eat too. So hey, look, we still got a little bit of our stuff in there. It's still there, guys. Look, we did something. We contributed.
Yeah.
You said it, Nick. I can't trump that. This is like, you can tell they're intimate because you can see that like Frank right away wants to get as close as he can. And Daredevil goes right to his place. Like, he knows exactly where he's going. This is not a secret hideout at all.
Key's still under the doormat.
It's not his first time coming here late at night.
Nope.
Yeah, at all. What's up, Mo? What's coming, Mo?
Mo Zamboni.
Congrats to you too on your 1 year at the GCA streaming. Good show earlier tonight.
Congratulations, Mo.
Hello, Peter Beckman fans. I good to see you too. Okay, so there's electricity. Like, already they're getting closer, and you can see like their excitement. Sparks are literally flying. Am I way off here, Josh?
No, it's good. Good use of context clues.
You're the most straight gay guy I've ever met. Here it is. Do I go in? Right? I hope he's
Go
sleeping.
in, Matt, all the way.
Oh.
It's almost like you left the door open for him.
Go in deeper, Matt.
Accept the invitation. Embrace it.
It is exactly like he left the door.
You had to actually go in the closet for this one, Matt.
Oh. It's
So
a mess in
deep
here.
and dark, and it smells terrible.
Frank, when's the last time you showered?
The first thing he comments on is his overall neatness and his housekeeping. Like, that's I'm telling you, that's sounds a little bit gay.
I know you're in.
It's just hilarious.
Matt's got good housekeeping. Frank, what's housekeeping?
Yeah.
And right away, I mean, because at this point he must know it's punish her. That's right, Mo. That was a good like Rambo sort of yell he gave Frank. But this is a fantastic scene. And like when your buddy shows up at your house and like he's been there before, you definitely continue running at him when you know for sure it's him, and then pin him against the wall, I guess. Josh, is that what you do?
All the time. That's how we say hello.
You would think he was the blind guy. Like,
Right?
Yes, Matt is always informing people about stuff they should be seeing. That's
That's so true.
Yep. You see him get a housekeeper, right? True. That's why he was mad. Does Frank's place have a front end back door? You're gonna have to answer that yourself. Whatever you think. That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate hard noise.
Tune in next time.
What's the Goonies? What's the
sloth?
Hey, you
sloth?
guys.
Yeah, that's a sloth yell.
Yes.
God damn it.
I'm so turned off. Oh,
What are you doing here? Hey, Ben, good?
Peachy.
so it's really too bad, like how this. It's such a good scene. Like this is, and it's embedded in an episode that's fucking terrible. I think you said that already, Nick. But
it's the worst episode. Literally the
Yeah.
worst.
hey, Rick,
episode.
It is the worst episode.
It's the equivalent of like, when we were in school, when when you're keeping on top of a good grade, it's good to maintain it, because the minute you start fucking up, everything goes downhill fast. That's what this episode was. It's an episode that if you had taken out the jail scene, I probably would have given like a 7.5. But that jail scene alone brought to like a 5.5 or a 5 for me. It's easier to bring your grade down fast than it is to climb back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
It even makes the next episode even worse for me, because I'm like, are we for real wasting our time with this after I just watched the worst episode I've ever watched?
Yeah.
with a bright
All
point,
this
like this was good.
to be a service.
The fact that they've moved this up, that and that they filmed this the way they did, Josh, that tells me that somebody there must know this is what people want.
Oh, I mean, the new creative team understands what people want. Like, you got to keep in mind that the new creative team was very quick to go. We can't go 6 episodes without showing the Daredevil costume. We've got to show it at some point. You can't go 9 episodes before Fisk and Matt see each other. You can't pick up a show and not have Foggy and Karen involved. Like, they're understanding. And I think they just knew, like, because so much of what they did, like all these episodes were filmed as almost just capsule episodes with the original team. They were trying to spread stuff out to try to give an arc. They just got a shit hand of getting stuck with 6 episodes of shit.
I'm
hoping
hoping with maybe hopefully when they get to the season 2 aspect of it, hopefully a lot of this shit is really sorted out, and then season 2 is just all guns blazing. Now, could that
Let's
be
hope so.
wishful thinking on my end?
No,
Most
that's
likely is.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, Benson and Moorhead had a pretty hard job in front of them, and I feel like they're doing what they can to salvage what was here. So,
Yeah. Be a service, huh? Are you a service, Red? Did you serve? You pranced around the city in a Halloween costume, beating the snot out of bad guys. Hey, thank
Okay, you know what? Actually, you guys having said that, this almost feels early on like this is what you would make a show like about Daredevil if you didn't have the license. Like if you couldn't use those characters and you couldn't have Daredevil, so he's never in a costume, but it's heavily implied he's Daredevil. They didn't use anything Daredevil. Even the Kingpin's not wearing a suit.
Is it a revolt because
him not wearing a suit? He's being Wilson Fisk. He's trying to be the mayor.
Yeah.
So I can. That's like the same thing with the whole why is he not going to keep him, because he's not trying to be, at least to the public eye.
Oh, Kingpin? Or Fisk, you mean?
Yeah, Wilson Fisk. Yeah, he's not being the Kingpin. He's trying to bury that part of him to the public eye. He's still at heart. Clearly, we've seen where his character goes, and I had told that to people. Either he is literally trying to turn over a new leaf, maybe convinced that something is, but at the heart of it all, he's still who he is. But because he is who he is, he has to do a much better job of hiding that personality, and you have to wash away many of those aspects. The clothes, the name, because once again, especially when you're jumping into politics, he needs to run on having as clean of a slate as possible.
Katie, what were you gonna say?
No, it just seems like the new showrunners clearly understand what people want to see. That's why they added this scene onto the end of this episode, because they knew if they left it as it was, I feel like if you left this episode without this scene, people would have been like, I quit watching. I won't continue to watch the rest of the season. Yeah. Same thing with like putting out 5 and 6 at the same time.
Yeah.
They knew 5 was not strong enough to keep people watching the show. So if they didn't put out 6 with it, people were going to immediately check out.
Yep.
I'm kind of curious. Did anybody have high expectations for this?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I will say, but this was under the context of me thinking that the original 6 episodes were fully scrapped.
Exactly. Yeah.
But, Dario Scartapane, like, he's done good stuff in the past from a writing standpoint or from a directing standpoint. And Benson and Moorhead, they're kind of like the guys to come in and fix shit. So I had high hopes, but
I had high hopes because I refuse to concede to the idea of having low expectations. I feel like when you create that type of precedent, you're saying, okay, well, this is good, ... for that. I don't like that mentality. It's an unintentional way of settling for scraps, and I refuse to settle for scraps. It's like going to like a pizza party, like, oh, hey guys, look, we got Domino's. Oh, yeah, that's good, ... for pizza. When there's a million better options out there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think for me, I did have some expectations because it was something that the actors went back. Like when we heard about the whole remake, the reboot of the show, tossing out this first 8 episodes, and the actors coming in saying we're not doing this, and having a meeting with Kevin Feige, that gave me hope because they were intentionally giving me hope, and I still have hope based on what I've heard from people like Josh that the last 2 episodes are really good, and that the next season, has a lot of potential based on that. But I still think it's a weird choice to decide to do this story as your first comeback into Daredevil if you're Disney, where you have your main characters are trying to not be themselves. Like you haven't established them as their characters at all, and to sort of roll them back like this, maybe do that season 2 of your Disney version, not right away. Show us familiar stuff, like easy stuff. We're idiots, so just like show us what we know and give us some member berries a little bit, and people will buy in. But you're creating a obstacle for yourself when you decide I'm not going to have these characters look like the characters or act like the characters as your opening for this series.
Well, they're taking the audience for granted. Like the fact that you're expecting me to stick around because 8 and 9 are so much better. Like, okay, great, but like, why couldn't the whole season be better? Like, why did I have to sit through a bunch of episodes that were subpar just to get to 2 episodes that are great?
I think that back to what I was saying earlier. That was them not willing to put their egos aside and admit defeat rather than completely start over. They had to at least have the scraps and remains of what was, the remnants of a previous show, and then bounce off of that. And it takes a long time for the wheels to iron out. Yeah, they should have done that. They should have. And they probably could have had a strong show from top to bottom, free of the stuff like the Jill said. They probably actually could have, but they don't have it in them. A lot of these types don't have it in them. No, it's clear. I think guys like Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio did, because they did make a fuss of, hey, this show does need to have course. And I'll give them both credit for doing something about that. I mean, whether this show ends up faltering at the end or somehow coming out strong, obviously a conversation for another day, but I will always respect Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio for at least making that step to trying to right the ship, because Most actors don't do that. Good, bad, likable, unlikable. They take a role, they play what they're given, and that's kind of just the end of it. That's like 99% of actors since ever. But those guys were the exception, and they did it. And I will always have a respect for those guys for doing that, because they did not have to do that. They did not, and they did anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like Charlie Cox and probably Vincent D'Onofrio always bring their A game to whatever they're acting in. Even in She-Hulk, I thought that Charlie Cox was still being Daredevil. He kept the role.
Well,
like, not literally, but, you know.
No, I get what you're saying. If you look at the first 5 minutes of where he goes in and he mollywops the crap out of She-Hulk in the court scene, if they had stopped there, it would have been considered a very memorable cameo. But then the rest of that episode happened.
I haven't seen it. I saw all these people talking about it.
I still didn't even hate the rest of like they have that bar scene that's actually pretty good, but yeah. I mean,
forgive you, Josh, for the rest of that episode.
No,
We can't all be
bar,
perfect.
No, the bar scene is where Matt's talking about what it actually means to be a hero. That was a good scene.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I don't disagree. Then you know what? I will actually backtrack. I don't disagree with you on that, Josh. You are right on that stuff. I agree.
Okay.
I think you also see in the next episode why they couldn't pull back, because I mean you had multiple like name drops of Miss Marvel. Like they clearly continue to want to push characters that there's just no future for.
Well, that is 100% Sana Amanat. She worked for Marvel Comics. She is the creator of Kamala Khan, and she is one of the executive producers of this show. So this is all like Kamala Khan is her self-insert. She wrote that character as a representation of her life growing up. So
that no one wanted. Everyone kept saying, "Shut the fuck up, lady. We don't want this chick."
Well, the funny part. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
Go ahead.
The funny part is, like, when Kamala Khan debuted in, I guess you could say, the books, she actually had not a mass following, but she actually did have a steady following, and even funnier, it was bigger and more consistent than Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. It wasn't until then they decided to relaunch every character's book, and then Kamala Khan's book started to falter. She actually did have a consistent following. It was a dedicated following. Now, I remember reading it. I wasn't wild about it, but I didn't really hate it either. I thought, okay, I'm not really into this, but I could see why this has an audience somewhere. But then they then they end up making her book like the preachy Carol Danvers Captain Marvel, and it was all downhill from there.
They made her Pakistani Jesus, like, you know, I mean.
So, and also when you see that actress, when you watch her in the Marvels, for the 5 people who saw it, you're the only one on set who looked like she even cared about being there.
Yeah,
I will admit that.
I like Iman Vellani.
I've seen how she is, how she carries herself on interviews. She's better than most people her age. Most people her age are absolutely unlikable. She's kind of nice.
That's way too true.
I like her too. She's good. The show is just her show. I didn't watch, and so actually, for people who don't know, me included, this whole breakup with Vanessa and him and that time away, was that because he was shot in the head? Why was that?
So she's got a line. It wasn't that he was shot in the head, because she's got a line where she said, "I sat by your side for months," referring to when he was in the hospital. And then she was like, "And then you were gone," meaning he just got up and left. So after he got, he was healing, and then he got up and left and went and did the echo thing and then came back. But this is part of my problem with the whole counseling thing is they wouldn't do this. Like, if Fisk disappeared, Vanessa would just keep running the business and be like, "What the F's going on?" And when he came back, they'd probably have, you know, a quick little spat of, "Where have you been? I had stuff to take care of." And then it'd probably be like a "Don't ever do this again." And then they would just move on.
Yeah.
And you could do something like where they're like, "Oh, we're going to fake counseling because this chick is dating Matt Murdock, and I want to." That would very much be a Kingpin thing to do, of, you know, to get information on Matt and to get close to the people that he's connected with. him or he would get other people to go into counseling just to have that as a reach. But I don't buy the full like, oh God, we actually need counseling.
And she's always been so committed to him through thick and thin, and him with her. So I'm surprised.
Yeah, but then
like,
she turned into the worst part of all of it. Like they really destroyed these characters. It's insane. I'm sorry. I know
No,
y'all
don't worry.
covered this already. It's shocking.
No, yeah, go Cindy. Like it's a different. These characters are different. I think it could get back to a better place.
I don't like the idea of having her character be that loyal to Wilson. She's a villain at heart. She's gonna have a bad bone. I don't put it past her to put that act, especially once she gets caught up in the power and the fame and the glory of what she is doing. I actually buy her to eventually say, you know what, he's gonna walk away from me. Yeah, I'm gonna do this horrible thing. It's wrong, but you know what? Where is he right now? That's exactly villain mantra 101.
But they don't.
Wait,
try
she's
to
a
make it
mutant?
seem like she's a bad person and that she
Yeah.
did a bad thing. They make excuses for it the entire time about how
Yeah.
she had that whole relationship with her dad, and that justifies the whole
Right.
situation.
Yeah.
So like, it'd be different if they were like, oh no, like she's just taking complete control and be like, well, yeah, I did a bad thing, but who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
if her bad behavior was villainous, I'd be like, yeah, she's a villain. But it's like, yeah,
It's
you
a
have-
sob
you have- It's like you
story.
want to they try and think you try and sympathize with her.
yeah.
I didn't feel any sympathy. Maybe that's just me, but I didn't get that angle. I felt like, once again, not to be repetitive, but I felt like the jail angle was them trying to get me to feel so. I didn't feel that with Vanessa. I felt like we were just hitting her perspective, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say I felt the sympathy thing either. I get they're leaning into the woman power of it all, but and honestly, Nick, I'm with you. I don't mind that she slept with a guy. I don't see them needing couples counseling.
Yeah, I think a good argument can be made for that. Yeah, that is a more questionable element, but the whole faithfulness, we're talking about villains at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Villains,
right.
Villains will do whatever they want at the end of the day. That's one of the best ways of separating them from the heroes.
Like, she's well aware he's decapitated people's heads. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna, be all right. Like, don't hop on anyone else. Let's move on.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you.
I don't feel like she was a villain in the other seasons. Not directly.
She knew of everything you did. You had to be a pretty sick human being to accept that kind of stuff. Even if you're not the one doing it, you know it and you welcome that in your life. You're still a part of it. You're linked to it, especially all the power and, not to sound like Spider-Man, but all the responsibility that comes with all that. You definitely have some sickness in you to know, oh yeah, my husband, he just beats when he doesn't get his way, he takes their head and beats with the car door. No big deal.
There's a reason Fisk got her out of the country when he was getting arrested, because she would have been arrested as well.
Yeah, that too.
Well, he's a stand-up guy then, obviously.
And also, he likes to control her too. So he needs to, once again, do whatever it takes to get her back in his position so he can be possessive of her again.
I mean, when Daddy says make a sandwich, you make a sandwich.
You're
That
still
is the
talking
one-
about Fisk? I thought he had mad respect for Vanessa, like in
No,
the
he
first
does.
season.
He does, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to be in control of the situation. A wild animal, when they're cornered, will do whatever it takes to get out of it. And he's basically that wild animal who's cornered in a bunch of unfamiliar territory. He's going to do things he normally doesn't do to get out.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too that his criminal network would just absolutely go with her when he's gone. Like, I would think he would be the threat, that they'd be afraid if he's coming back. Then I guess you better listen to Vanessa. But
I'm sure she played the hand well. I don't think she's like, oh my God, he's missing. Like, I'm sure she was kind of, running things while he was healing. And I mean, we've learned from previous seasons, don't try to double cross Fisk. Like that's not smart. So I'm sure they're just like, all right, we're gonna do our things. But also, like, if it's successful, like, why ruin what's working? So
instead of the counseling, what they could have done, which would have been, I think, much better to give us all context, would be to show us what happened when he was gone, show him fucking off, and then her trying to keep things together without him. Show a couple
no,
scenes
we
of
don't.
that.
We saw what he was doing in Echo.
Stuff. It's like the White Tiger.
I didn't
stuff.
watch Echo.
They could have shown us stuff of the White Tiger instead of just telling us about it. It's like, yeah, it's great to hear from others how they feel about it, but it would have been awesome to at least have one scene to show us on the character being awesome, being a hero. Instead, we only heard about it.
Yeah, we should have had more of White Tiger, even just in the context of like why it's important in this world to have vigilantes. We should have had more of Muse. Like we should have seen people disappearing in news reports all the way back in the first episode, and then slowly start showing people getting taken, and then like there should have been more builds up for both of those characters, and it just didn't happen. By the way, this episode is the only episode from all the original 6 that was completely untouched. They just left it as is and put it out.
I can tell.
Makes so
Matt
much
seems
sense.
a bit more happy-go-lucky in this episode, and it seems like it's the closest to a Wadeness that was in there, even though there was no outed identity or no McDuffie.
Ooh, do we get overweight cheerleaders here?
I want to play this part only to trigger Katie and Andy about Severance. There it is. Severance.
No.
I'm not watching Severance, so
yeah.
Just no.
Yeah, I would maybe not. Okay, so this is the bank robbery. You want to get these Irish guys who are on St. Patrick's Day robbing the bank. They're all white. And
you know what? Hey, I'm gonna take a moment and I'm gonna applaud Disney for having a bunch of white Irish guys, because we know that in Snow White just now in like 16th century Germany they had black Germans and
True.
Asian Germans and Mexican Germans,
Arab Germans, Indian Germans.
You know what's the other thing, Josh, to amplify your point?
Everything
there was
but
actually
Germans?
a very diverse range of cops, of crooked cops. I thought they would normally, if this was pre-corrected version of the show, they would have been all white.
Yep.
True.
Yeah.
Don't disagree.
Oh, you missed the scene where he holds up his daughter's Funko Pop for the
Oh,
audience.
fuck off. Yeah, I know.
That's the only scene I was looking for, actually.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be a contrarian on that scene.
Yep.
And it's not because of any love for the character, but I guess I'm going to look at it from the fatherhood angle. You're a dad, your daughter's a hero. You're going to brag about her and talk her up. Dads
this is
like
her.
hyping up their daughters.
Right here.
Ugh.
Custom designed Funko in her honor.
But it's
I
not
will-
a picture of his
Oh, yeah,
daughter.
well,
it's
you
a
can't
it's a
see.
Funko Pop of Miss
No,
Marvel.
I don't like those things at all, but I get the dad angle.
But why is he
understand the
in it
dad
at
angle.
all? Like, why does Matt need to get a loan so that Kamala's bank manager father can be in this episode?
Because Samana Amanat, like she's gonna
Yeah.
do whatever she can to make Kamala Khan feel relevant. Like
That's
is
what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
and you feel it. You're like, this isn't
Oh, no,
about
100%.
Daredevil. This is about selling me on some more shit I don't want.
It's one of those things that it's like I'm okay with there being an awareness of other characters in New York City, especially if they're like kind of street-ish level. I don't mind it, but we don't need an entire episode focused on it. Had they had his character here and had he just mentioned only, oh, my daughter, she's in California, like had he just mentioned that and not even done the stilted, like my daughter, Kamala, like just like we don't, look, I get a lot of people didn't watch the other show, but that's fine. You don't have to like paint it out like we're all retarded and have Down syndrome. Just if we catch it, we catch it. If we don't, we don't. But I don't know.
What's up, Sturgeon? So yeah, good question. This is actually probably right. This is social justice because when Sam Wilson couldn't get a loan on his show, also Matt Murdock can't get a loan on his show, and he's
Nobody can
blind.
get alone. Yep.
Yeah. They could have scored some easy points, by the way, when she's like, her name is Miss Marvel. If he had been like, don't know who that is, because he does say that, but like, by the way, stupid fucking name. You know, there's already a Captain Marvel. Like, Like, and you just have so many fans be like, oh yeah, go for it.
I didn't know this was so. This was for me, I guess, because I didn't know this was her dad. Like, I didn't watch that show or the movie. So okay, I get it. What they're doing here, I didn't know until he brought the Funko Pop out. That this is.
It's like they're really struggling to make her relevant, and the only thing they could reach for was a Funko.
Yes, they had to give you the visual representation, so you actually put 2 and 2 together who he was talking about.
Yeah.
Let me help you to
spelled
that.
it out a bit too much. He definitely spelled. I get once again. I understand the enthusiasm. I respect where he's coming from, but as far as what they are trying to get with the character overall, not just for him but for the episode, because of Sana Amanat, she needs to understand that the sliver of a chance that they had to make her character take off in any way is not going to happen anymore. They fumbled it. It's gone. That little sliver, it's came and went. It's not gonna. If it were to have happened, we've had every chance in the world to prove it could have happened by now. We shoehorned her into a video game, didn't take off. We gave her own show, didn't do well, even though the 5 people who watched it seemed to like it.
Right.
Then you brought her into a movie for a sequel that no one wanted. People said she was the best part of the sequel, but once again, 5 people watched it. Then you had a chance with the comics, and then you messed that up too. You have tried with every way possible, and they have not all taken off. She needs to, once again, these people never want to admit defeat. They are willing to just keep throwing shit at the wall and hoping that one day it's just going to eventually stick. It's going to work someday, guys. How many more times do you have to kick the can down the road and just realize, okay, you know what? Maybe we should try something else. Maybe we should
No, one more time. We got this.
You read her comic though, right?
I tried to. Once again, it was not the worst comic ever.
Yeah.
I wasn't even like into it. It was just kind of like, okay, I'm not wild about this, but I could see why someone may like it. Unlike Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, where that I absolutely reviled the very first time I read it. Like there was, it was once again, it was like a slice of life, day in the life of a teenager book with a side of superheroism. Whereas Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel was a hardcore, rampant feminist lecture. It could be like, oh, look at the sun is nice, the cars are driving fast, and they look all slick. Oh, here's my lecture as well. That it was one of those things where those lectures found you. You don't have to find them. It's like the vegan, man. You don't have to find the vegan. The vegan finds you.
Yeah. What I'll say about the comics is, especially that first like arc, Kamala was just a teenage girl who looked up to Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, and then had abilities and wanted to just do what she could to try to help. And that like it was just like, I'm inspired. I'm gonna be on the side of good.
Right.
And that's easy to get behind. But then they just decided they're going to like OP push the character. And suddenly you've got characters like Spider-Man and Cyclops being like, oh, you're better than we ever were. And it's like, bro, what are you like? Fuck off. Come on.
Yeah. Because I was going to ask you guys, like, was that piggy bank thing like something that's meaningful to fans of the comics, or
no? And
or is that just like
no, this is one of those things where it's like her parents have been, especially in the films and show, have been portrayed like one of the better things about the show is the family dynamic, but it's just genuinely a dad with a 14-year-old daughter, and he hasn't fully come to terms that the fact that she's becoming a woman, and he's still trying to hold on to child Kamala. So you kind of get that, but this would have been a good area. You could have had him in this episode. You could have gone without all the like blatant references of, oh, Kamala Khan, my daughter, and just had him here, and people that recognized him would have known who he was.
Right.
And this was a good chance to show him as an actual adult, not just him interacting with his young daughter. And it would have given, because a lot of people responded really, especially to his character, responded very positively to the show, his character in the show. You could have shown him as an actual adult and, really kind of shown like, hey, this is a rounded person. He can be serious. He can operate, but he doesn't. He's still goofy here. And then I don't think anyone talked to anyone that's ever worked in a bank, because how they portray half the shit is not how you do any. Like the whole like, oh, you're not going to have the vault combination because you're the assistant manager. Everyone in the fucking bank has the vault combination. If you work there, you have the vault combination. Like it's how it is. Especially if it's just the freaking safety deposit boxes. Because guess what?
You can't get into them.
Yeah, tell her
Customers wanna
you
get their
can't just
shit.
you can't just wait for the freaking branch manager to go get it. Like it was retarded. How they deal with security, retarded. And then him, the way he stalled with the crook guy, like, what do you think about the weather today? Like, start putting a combination in, get it wrong, and be like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Like, we just changed like, just be normal.
Yeah.
But you had a 4-year-old write this, and I don't know. Sorry, I'm done with my rant.
No, but for real, because even the way like he deals with Daredevil coming down the stairs, and he like at no point is he actually like how are you able to do this?
Yeah.
He didn't say anything about the fact like homie, you're supposed to be a blind person.
No, he did. At one point of the episode, he's like, "How are you able to do that?" And Matt said, "I'm a really good lawyer."
But that's the stupidest answer I've ever fucking heard. I'm a really good lawyer. Like no one wanted to be like, what?
It's a play on Spider-Man.
Yeah, he did that. We could all debate on the merits on the answer. Sure, of course.
Well,
but
that was
he did ask. He did.
That
ask.
was their key jangle.
That was a key jangle. Clearly,
Yeah, from Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yes.
Yeah. No Way Home. The brick comes through. He catches it, and like, how did you do that? He's like, oh, I'm a really good lawyer. It worked better.
Oh,
there.
I thought you were going to say I'm a really good boy.
I'm a really good boy. No, that's AJ. That's the shit that AJ.
Yeah,
pulls
that's
out.
AJ would say that.
Oh
yeah.
my.
Possibly White Tiger.
Yes. Secretly AJ. Oh shit! No, I didn't say that.
Too late. Clipped.
Oh god.
You are clipped. Episode 5. There was a great fight sequence. I thought it was fun fight sequence, at least at the end of it. I don't know what else was accomplished in it. You're right. It could have
nothing.
We could have skipped it. Like nothing story wise was forwarded except for he's going for dinner with the Marvels, and the actress seems like great, tons of energy. She seems to want to play that character, and that's awesome. The show is obviously for like little girls, and so
and
I haven't watched it.
Little girls don't want to watch it,
which is fine.
Yeah,
just maybe
that's
doesn't
because
mix
little
with
girls
a
don't like
R-rated,
superheroes normally.
Yeah,
they're watching anime, probably,
and the few that do like it for what it is. They're not coming in there like, I need you to change 900 things about this.
Exactly.
I felt like
they were taught to have respect for it.
The negotiator, like she got so much screen time. I felt like they're trying to build
her stupid
her up.
fucking joke. Oh my gosh.
You can tell Katie's had enough. Yeah.
Her stupid joke was so annoying. It's like, are we for real?
My oldest
Katie's
daughter
the most based on this show
is
right
a
now.
genuine TMNT fan. She doesn't go around telling me about where's this? Why doesn't this character look like me? She loves the turtles
she's
as
a functioning
they are.
human being.
Right.
If I was living with Daredevil, I would throw shit at his face all the time.
Just be like, ah.
Yes, you're gonna catch it. I know it. What's up, Mike? Converted Crusader. Thanks for coming, dude.
That's so funny.
This episode, they had breakfast. That's kind of all that was, I think.
Oh, that's definitely gay.
Breakfast is
Dude,
gay.
they don't even kiss on the lips. I was like, what are we doing? Their intimacy is so weird.
I hope they had at least butter for their breakfast.
That was you're right.
Oh, God.
That was super awkward. Their kiss. What was that?
Some faggoty. Weird. I don't know. Like she kissed him on the cheek and not even normally. Like I don't know. It's weird.
The only like semi pass I gave this was I felt because it feels like she's using him or there's like a weird dynamic there. Like maybe he's supposedly picking up on it because he should be able to by like reading like her heart or something. I don't know.
Right. I think that like
listen to hearts a lot.
But it's weird.
No, it's weird, but it clearly works. Makes a lot of difference. Weird or not. I still think ultimately she's gonna have a Paul Kersey fate. And that's what she's designed for, and that's prime
What fate? Sorry?
A Paul Kersey fate. Do you know what that means?
No.
It means that you are girlfriend that exists in something so your character can die, so the other guy can get his revenge plot. Death Wish? Paul Kersey.
Oh.
Because every girl Paul Kersey has in the Death Wish movies, they all die. So Matt Murdock has a little bit of like a Paul Kersey-itis syndrome type of thing going on. Yeah.
Because Foggy got fridge for this. There you go, Monos. Paul Kersey,
Yes.
Death Wish.
Poor Foggy Nelson got fur. He got
They should have
fridge
just.
too.
They should have just kept Heather Glenn's story. It's way more tragic.
No, dude, it's very tragic. And it's not even the most tragic one of all the 900 Daredevil ex-girlfriends who get brutally killed, murder. Like, it sucks. It's really unfortunate.
Well,
but
yeah,
it's...
she ends up Kurt Cobaining herself, so, you know.
Yep.
But
Oh my! Wow.
Yeah, Marv Wolfman was cutting some deep wounds in the early 80s. with
He
these
had some things to work through. Clearly.
Was she asking for it?
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
This is so hot. Look at this intimacy coordinator. Come on, you two. He was way
there's
more passionate with the cop.
Yeah, no
So
chemistry
passionate.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
And Charlie Cox is gorgeous.
I remember when I first talked to Charlie Cox at a convention in 2018. It kind of freaked me out at first because when he spoke, I'm like, you must be like a Fed because you sound super British. And where's Charlie Cox? And then I learned that's actually how he sounds.
Yeah,
That's
he's British.
so funny.
Yeah.
What'd
I
you
will
do with Charlie Cox? Give him
You never saw the Stardust?
When Home
No.
Chick, little
did.
He was in
Ayala,
Stardust?
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the guy.
yeah,
I am going to watch that again.
It's a good movie. Great fairy
I
tale.
like Stardust.
Yes.
Me
I
too.
actually liked Robert De Niro in that. He was like my favorite.
Here comes Nick is a big fan of this character, as my understanding.
Oh,
Yeah, Ayala girl.
Ayala.
Hey,
Worst scene of the
Good to see you.
episode.
is everything all right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was hoping to talk to Mr. Murdoch.
Of course, yeah. Come in.
How old is she supposed to be?
Probably my guess is 11 or 12.
well, no, they're high. They mentioned high school here.
Okay, so 14. 'Cause she don't.
Yeah,
she
I
looks
think
like
they
she's
said
11 or
14.
12.
Yeah,
She does not look 14, 15.
No.
So this looks like 11 or 12. Now,
12.
I understand the intention of this episode. I get the idea of her wanting to go with someone, grief stricken, all that stuff. But how they went about her with her character made her just. You come into the room barging in. She doesn't sound like someone you want to help.
Do you mind?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
I'll just be in my office.
Cool. We'll pick.
this
Yeah,
is
she's-
also the second time she's come barging in. She came in episode 3, barging
the
into
morgue.
the coroner's office, and now she's doing it here.
And her delivery both times is awful.
Yeah, it's
She's
not
bad.
good.
Disney likes them young. That's true. Old enough. AJ. That is an AJ quote. That he would say old enough.
11:17 a.m. What is that? Third period? Fourth? History, biology.
English, actually.
Oh, right.
I'm
She's
getting 99.
As if
I'm
that
making
means
a
something.
99.
A 104 with the curve.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Is this the same little girl?
yes.
Yeah.
They don't. That okay.
You know how you always lead with your grade when like, oh, I got a 99, 104 with the curve. Like, who fucking talks like
104,
that?
if you factor in the curve.
Not even that. Is that supposed to be an excuse
He
for
was
her
on
skipping
seven.
school? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Like,
it is.
go to school.
Yeah, but we talked about this last night with DA. It's like, but if she had worse grades, would she not be like trying to solve her uncle's murder? It'd be like, oh well, I can't because I'm only a C student, so he will go unavenged. But lucky for me, I'm an A student, so we can sort this out.
Yeah, I'm gonna find this guy. And she does find a guy, right? Like he is
was
the one who
investigating.
finds news.
Yeah, I think so. I know half of this episode is old, half of this episode is new, like roughly half.
Okay.
Part of me wonders if they just completely changed directions. And you know how we were talking about we're worried that she's going to become White Tiger, and I wonder if this episode is to kind of like try to get us off that path of like, no, she's just going to be the victim. Like there's
hope
got to be
so,
a
yeah.
reason for her to be here, so we'll
Right.
make her the victim.
No, but I think she's White Tiger for sure, and she's going to meet up with Kamala Khan, and they're going to form their like Young Avengers. That's what this is, right?
I hope to God not. No, she's not in. She's not part of the White. She's not part of the White Tiger. She's not part of the Young Avengers.
She wasn't.
Well, yeah,
Could she be now?
Crab Feeder has a good point. A in her class, F in attendance.
There you go. Yeah. And her attendance only gets worse. Yeah, she's the next. Yeah, obviously she is. I think it's a weird they picked this actress though, because she's not very good and so young.
Well, did you guys see the new Captain America movie? And
Oh,
the
God.
actress, and the chick's so tiny. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because wasn't she looking somebody in the eye and like dude sitting down and she's standing up and
Yeah.
it's still eye level.
Yes.
A lot of navel gazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the perfect height.
Yeah, Nick, she's not anywhere near 5'8". But yeah, the chick in the Captain America, she was she looked like an Oompa Loompa kind of like she even her
Did you
proportions were a
read
bit
she
weird.
has the syndrome? Like she's actually like a dwarf person.
Yeah, she
Oh.
looks like
I like
and
his
well,
little neck thing he was doing. But she did. Like, she was like, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I can't remember what it's. I
She
can't
looked
really
like she took a few of the pokes when
Yeah.
they're fresh and ready off the freaking Vaxile.
Yeah.
So they said we need to get this Israeli superhero. We're gonna make her as tiny as possible, and that's like I guess that's how they got it passed in California.
Well, she also fits the disabilities. So
Oh,
there you-
checkbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like so many check boxes in one tiny body.
Yep.
And she's a tall midget. That's right. So that could be another checkbox. Being a tall midget might be an extra disability.
Angela, I'm just a lawyer, all right? I tried to help your uncle in court.
This is
but
so
something
great.
Like this, that's for the police.
Police killed my uncle. I'm not going to them.
I mean, how would she know that?
Yeah, he should have hit her with an allegedly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Allegedly
You're
in
well,
Minecraft.
I mean, you're talking an adult talking to an irrational kid. I'd say maybe for an adult to an adult, yeah, but this is also an irrational kid. You gotta have a little bit of a different conversation with a kid who's not a logical thinker.
Okay, fair. That's fair. She's not.
Because when the little guy put something for real in your hands, you're all, no.
He's fucking blind.
So
You say you're all nah. Then why did you go there?
Yeah.
Why did you take the time out of your schedule to go there? If you really believe that, you have never shown up. But here we are, stuck
This
with
is what I'm
your
saying.
ass,
Why are
whining.
we asking him though?
You're
He's
blind lawyer.
Like-
what am I to do? Yeah.
I would say that the only person worse than a tiny girl to go hunting for murderers would be the blind lawyer.
Thank you.
I don't understand what would if we know he's Daredevil and that's like a so I think this is based on like the fact that we know that, but yeah, no, she should not know that.
I feel like because her as a character in the show doesn't know it makes her look that much stupider, Zach.
Yes.
Yeah, she does. She looks stupider, but they don't treat it that way. Like the same
No.
with the black guy who was like a felon. They didn't treat it like Matt didn't treat it that way.
No,
It's like-
also, if you're the lawyer that just got my uncle killed, I'm sure as fuck not coming to you for help. Like
True,
you
yeah.
just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they left on a fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
And she comes back to see him, and he barges in, and after she stormed off on him last night, didn't she like tell him to fuck off or something?
Yeah.
And then she's like,
That's
"Oh,
fine.
I'm going to come to him for help, to look for her father's killer, like physically look."
Cool. My bad for thinking you cared.
It's not that simple, Angela. It's not how this works.
My uncle, 2 days
I
before
thought she
he
was
got
smart.
shot, you know what he told me?
Right?
She gets good grades, anyways. But who knows what school she goes to?
He told me, don't rely on anyone to do what you can do for yourself.
Once again, yet you showed up there.
Yeah.
It's clearly got many
Go
short
take
buses.
care of it yourself. I get it. You're an irrational teenager, but you just contradicted your own Poppy's advice.
But okay, so this is another example, though. Your buddy Campia, Josh. He, I watched some of his reviews for this stuff, and he, the episode where White Tiger gets capped, he made a big deal about what are all the characters going to do because they saw this guy with the Punisher symbol walking away after. And I think that's what's happening here because no one in the fucking show saw that. The audience saw that.
Yeah.
But the characters in the show, the people, nobody saw that. And it's kind of like this. It's like we know he's Daredevil, and we know her only through this, so she can't go anywhere else. And so she has to come here and have it out with him. And it's just like there's a wall there that they're missing completely with the audience and the people in the show.
Well, and look, it's fully believable that you're gonna have this like precocious teenager thinking the cops did it, especially if she's ethnic. And it's not a stretch for you to tell me that someone who's a minority thinks cops are bad. Like we see that every day. But she shouldn't be having this conversation with Matt. She should be having this conversation with her mom.
Yeah.
I agree.
That would have made it way more believable. Like, why aren't we doing if she's like, why aren't we doing something? We know cops did it, and her mom's like, we can't prove it. And she's like, no, we can. Like, I could see that happening, but the writers weren't smart enough to fit in so many of these, like so much of this. Like, if you just made slight adjustments of who the characters were talking to or where it took place, it would have made so many of these scenes so much better.
Yeah.
Hello, DJ Ronnie G. Thanks for coming, dude. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I will say, Josh, I think that's a lot of what we're seeing is like writing that's kind of around good, but not quite there on this. And I wanted to ask you, because you guys would know this, Muse. Can you guys explain Muse?
Yes, he's a deranged artist who uses his victims' blood to make his graffiti, his murals, and he sometimes he'll take the bodies and he'll make decorations out of them. It's really horrific stuff. In the comics, they gave him a nickname called Vincent Van Gogh, and it was awesome that they went for a very comic, accurate look, which is also all the more frustrating because you gave us a very faithful look of Muse, with shout to Ron Garney. He's the artist who created that design, and him and I actually follow each other on Twix. Great guy. They got his character right, but when's Bullseye gonna get his comic accurate suit too? Now, just to bring it back to Muse, I had to throw in that jab. Muse, I do like the creepy angle. They have not watered him down one bit, and also there's this eerie silence to him, which in the comics he is chatty, not like a chatty Cathy, but he has like a very finesse, very classy, almost like artistic, poetic way of how he speaks about how he's gonna do all the horrific things that he's gonna do. In this show, he's been dead silent, which I think has added to his mystique. They're like, what is this dude's deal? He ain't speaking. So I think once he does speak, it's gonna definitely be of his classy, demented nature. But no, they have absolutely nailed this character to a T, which I remember when I read about him in the books, and I was like, holy crap, this would be an awesome character for a show or a movie.
Yeah.
And well, lo and behold, he's been a high point of the show.
He looks
He's
like
just not in there.
Deadpool from Wolverine.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you're right. He does look like that. Like the original with the bad stitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. We got people. We're going to wrap this show up. I know didn't get all the way through this episode, but there's a good fight scene at the end. This is
Really
sort of the
good,
best part of the episode, I would say.
Yes.
By far, this part is good. The fight is good. We get Kingpin. We get the mirroring back and forth with Kingpin and Daredevil. They're both fighting at the same time. Kingpin gives the guy who fucked his wife an axe and says, "Try to come kill me." Then he brutalizes him for like 15 minutes. And
The Equalizer.
It's good. It's worth watching.
It
that part
actually felt like Kingpin,
which
was shocking.
He came out of the closet. He was like, I realized I had to accept who I am, and I can't hide who I am no more. I have to really be my true self to the world.
Yeah, he embraces it. I'm like, fuck yeah. Let's get back to that.
I really like that scene. Did you guys interpret that was the first time they fought, or that he's fought him multiple times and this time he's trying to make it more challenging? With
Easily
that,
the first time.
Oh no,
I thought it was multiple because he had the blood on his knuckles before.
Yeah, I thought of the Knuckles as that was just wear and tear from over the years of him killing the crap out of people. But you could be right. I could see that angle.
I just love the idea that he's been kind of like playing with his food, keeping him down. So while we're seeing him seem like a cuck, he's secretly just beating the shit out of this dude.
That's why you had to, the bigger you have, once again, I said earlier, you have to do crazy shit that you don't normally do to put on a better cover. That's why I feel like these scenes in these last few episodes kind of recontextualize his arc throughout the show, because it seems like annoying at first glance, but now that we have a more complete picture of the painting, it now makes a lot more sense why.
Yeah, because when he drags him back in, you're like, whoa, that's pretty demented and awesome. I was like, that's pretty awesome.
I still have a theory, and I think he's gonna kill Vanessa.
Ooh.
Really?
I think he's gonna be the one that does it, because I feel like, once again, like, even if a part of him does want to turn over a new leaf, just in the slightest, the thing is, when he lets loose. I think he's gonna do almost like an unintentional, not realizing, oh, what the hell did I just do? And to be fair, her character does feel like it's nearing the peak of her arc. I feel like we're kind of like, unlike the premature deaths of James Wesley, Ben Urich, Stick, Electra Nachios, Foggy Nelson, this feels like this is the one arc that I feel like we're starting to get to the ceiling of. And I feel like if we're going to do it, I think this would be probably the right time. That's just my thoughts of. Maybe I'm wrong. They got a whole other thing for her, but this to me, just that sounds the most organic.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
That's a good take. This reminds me of a story about a girl I went to high school with. She moved to Poland and then came back with a baby. I don't know why that brought that thought to my head, but it was pretty funny.
All the pole dancing.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah. And she actually moved to like across town, and that's all it was, to have a baby and keep it a secret. And then she faked a whole move to Poland, and then oh, now I have a baby, guys. Busted.
So weird.
It's a random country to hide a baby.
Super weird. Yep. It's super weird. All right, guys, we got to get people out of here. So, Nick, thanks for jumping in and joining.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. I apologize once again but I'm not one to show up.
I know you're not.
For me to do it as a genuine mistake, I was like, son of a bitch. I've never been so like insistent I wanted to bitch myself for doing that. So I still owe myself that one. But no, seriously, thanks for having me. Good to hang out with you, Josh, and the new faces, Dual Shock and I'm gonna butcher that name. I only speak English, so I'm gonna pick that. Thanks for having me. It's a good discussion. It's good to always have these conversations to entertain how we perceive things going on, especially in content that is very divisive. But I do have a channel. Come check it out. I actually did a cool video of 5 Daredevil comics to read before or after watching Born Again. So if you like the show, you benefit from the video. If you hate it, you benefit. If you actually say, you know what, I will watch that show sometime between now and my death, which could be also translation for never, you'll benefit from the video too. So it's 16 minutes long and it's entertaining. So check that out. And of course, next week we'll be talking Jet Li's The One. So because we gotta keep our Toxic Tuesday, toxic masculinity out in the world, because we like our badass men when they can have fast hands and all. So once again, thanks for having me. Great show. You all have a great rest of your evening. Appreciate all of you. And Zach's Vegas pizza.
Vegas, baby.
Can't wait.
We're doing it. And guys. Toxic Tuesdays is a great show. Thanks, Nick, for coming on. I always appreciate you, dude. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye.
Toxic Tuesdays. Go sub to Nick. There you go. And everyone's link is in the description, including Twitter. So Jamma's been doing a great job with the links tonight, so I appreciate that. But if you're watching this after, go and subscribe to all of these wonderful people. Doolies, you guys got to get going. It's been 3 hours. I appreciate you for hanging out with us for that long.
Yeah, of course.
You guys are streaming like almost constantly. So tell people what you're doing. What aren't you covering, if anything? And when aren't you going to be live?
Yeah, we're just trying to take up space, just weasel our ways into any conversation. No, thanks for having us. This was awesome.
We have Family Thursday tomorrow, which you'll be on. So
I will be. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. I'm happy to be on your channel. And you guys are covering a lot of stuff that I think is very smart for you to cover. You're doing a good job with it. Things like the Righteous Gemstones, which I haven't watched, but I think I might. Should I watch it?
It's so good.
Yes.
It's so funny. Righteous
You like it?
Gemstones. Oh, I think it's great. But I also live in like Bible Belt, Texas. So, you know,
So it's even funnier.
Oh man. Like yes, it's good. Go watch it.
It's comedic gold.
Have you seen Vice Principals, Axe?
I've only seen a couple episodes of it. Yeah, but I mean, I like the actor. What was his Eastbound and Down? Eastbound and Down.
He's got Danny McBride, yeah.
I watched all of that stuff.
So no, you would love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, we just we do videos about stuff we like, whether or not anybody's down to talk about it. But we're lucky Nick comes and talks with us about Righteous Gemstones. I love that show.
I've never heard of it.
Whoa,
It's really good. They're on their 4th season. It's the last season. So
Oh, cool.
Close-ups of cock. Okay.
There is an enormous amount of penis in this.
But just this season. Well,
there was an entire episode of a dong fight where, like, in the last season, that is
They duel?
Like,
do they cross tips?
Yeah. He grabs his manhood to turn the tide of battle. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I mentally blocked that.
I am in.
There's just something about HBO and dongs. Like, let's just put it out there. You got this, Euphoria.
They've always
White
been that
Lotus.
way.
And it's just the extras. Like, I hope the extras get paid more because it's like they're just, hey, by the way, you don't get to have pants on. Like,
It's an internship.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll just be walking in the background and his like dick's out.
Yes.
No lines, nothing. Just
it's okay.
The show's actually good though.
Is it gay? Is it gay? I don't know.
No, it's about
Go
yeah,
ahead,
this family of like the dad's a preacher and they all like have this mega church and it just like if you want to go watch the trailer, especially for the first season, really gives you a good idea of the show and then great writing. So
yeah,
I was wondering that question too. Because it sounds gay with the gemstones.
No, they're
Technically no, like
no, it's
there's gay moments, I guess, but
yeah.
Like this, yeah.
Like the cockfighting.
Well, this is the gayest season technically because one of the characters, now runs a gay wing of the church,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my.
Very forward-thinking, progressive evangelical church. That sounds good. And you guys cover Severance, and I've been with you on that journey.
Yeah, that's finally done, thankfully. So we're done with that. We obviously had different views on it, but But yeah, so Mondays we do Catch Up Monday. Tuesday, what are we doing?
The Everything Good and Perfect podcast all night.
And then Wednesdays we're currently doing Righteous Gemstones, and then Thursday's Favorite Thursday. And then we post videos all the time.
So the bottom line is go and sub and then hit the bell because they're always putting something out. So don't miss it. They cover stuff no one else does in a way that I appreciate. And like it's a good looking non-couple. If you're gonna have a non-couple and you're gonna have to look at them like this is the non-couple I would pick. So thanks guys for hanging out. Appreciate you. And Ross, he just popped in 149. Thank
Rossi,
you, Rossi.
how you doing, cutie?
The avatar is great.
With the I'll give you this.
I must have thought it was White Boy Day. Yeah? It ain't White Boy Day, is it? Oh man, it ain't White Boy Day.
Oh my god.
It ain't White Boy Day. That's Leon. But thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Great
Night,
meeting
guys.
you, Josh. Great seeing you again, Cinevere. Y'all have a great night.
Yes, nice
guys.
seeing you again.
Joshy Poo.
Yeah.
Joshy Poo.
Hello.
My comic hookup.
What?
What?
Something about hooking up?
Said
What's
comic
going on?
my comic
Oh,
hookup.
comic hookup. Yeah.
I gotcha.
I'll get you the goods. Last
Courtesy
night we did
reach around.
Hey.
You're already there.
Last night on the channel we had our book club and we talked about the comic Daredevil Born Again, so we discussed it. So I highly recommend going and checking that out. I had a really awesome panel.
Yep.
This Friday I'll be on Max's channel talking about this week's 2 episodes from the TV show. And then next Tuesday, we're gonna have our top 5 comics of March of 2025. So I'll have Drew there with me for that, and we'll go through our list. So some good stuff coming up.
And your channel is called Pop by Culture, so it's
Yeah.
not the Josh that you're looking for. It's
I see that Funko behind you now.
The Funko.
I'm gonna call you out. Yeah.
Funko.
Let's see. It's on your left.
This is my Huntress shrine.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Josh. I always love having you on, and thank you for coming to talk about the show that you've already covered relentlessly.
You're good.
With
anything for you, Zax.
Oh, thank you, Josh. I'm disappointed I'm not going to meet you in Vegas, though.
I'm so pissed. Like,
quit your job.
I'm working on it.
You're suddenly sick. Terrible case of the gay.
I could try that.
But please go sub to Josh. It's he is my favorite comic guy, my only comic gay. So you go spend some time with him. And then Cinevere, you did it. You had your first live stream tonight. You killed it. Great job.
I did it. I'm still shaking just a little bit, but I'm better. It was really scary, but a lot of fun.
Definitely go subscribe to her. And also, I loved your video you did about Stan Lee.
Oh yeah, I was going to mention that I did a video that ties into all of this. So yeah,
it does. So you were quite very honest and open and emotional in your video. So I definitely think everyone should go and watch it. Josh, do you have a take on the Stan Lee situation with the documentary at all?
I mean, I'm team like, hey, try to get it out. So
yeah.
I
think the guy probably is getting some undeserved heat from people.
yeah, I heard he was getting like countersued or sued or something.
Well, I mean, I think he did not. My guess is he didn't really know how to do any of this stuff.
No.
And so he approached it in a way that people could easily get suspicious of. But I think he's trying to sort of correct that now. And people, like, we're used to these things. So everyone in this community, people know how, these things normally start with fundraisers and GoFundMe. And he turns some people off with his putting it out the way he did, and some of the with the perks, the thing like the tour of places that Stan Lee was abused, like that's a weird perk to add. But I think obviously he just didn't really know any better. So
yeah, he just wasn't mentally there, and that's awful. And they knew it. It's just it broke my heart. It genuinely did. And I had a hard time with the editing because it made me cry all over again.
Yeah. But that was a great honest reaction. So go subscribe, please, to Cindy. She's doing live stuff now. She does videos 3 times a week, I think, at this point.
Yes, I do. And I drop a motivational video every Monday, and or every other Monday. And in between those Mondays, I'm going to attempt to do like a silly news segment that's like a spoof, but taking like real events and just mocking people.
And if you haven't heard this and you're not subbed to her, this is like, even Josh might feel funny in his loins.
Hey there, Tiger. You doing okay? Yeah, I can see you worked very hard. So, I want you to know I really appreciate how much effort you're putting into your work. I'm so proud of you. Just remember, please, to take care of yourself. And I want you to know I'm always going to be here for you if you ever need me. I'm always waiting, and I'm excited for you to come back. So take that rest, sweetheart. You've earned it.
Yeah.
I was so nervous. I am so happy you guys like that one. So I'm excited to do it again.
Keep doing over and over and over again. Never stop doing
Oh,
it.
absolutely. Until you guys tell me you're done.
That's the link to Cinevere's short too. So if you want to go watch that on repeat, you should do that. As for me, Circle of Jerks back on the weekend on Saturday. I'm going to be with the Dooleys tomorrow. I don't know if Nadia is doing Stranger Things stream on Friday. If Nick's still here, he might know, but I'll be on there. She's doing it on Friday with Nick, the Plot Strikes Back, and the rest of that crew. And yeah, in the meantime, leave a comment after it. It does help. I may send you guys somewhere to rate if I can find somebody to send you to. So I will look at that while we're playing our outro song, which of course, but you can always come back after and still leave a comment, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be nice. It could be, your best pickup line to play at Cinevere. How about that?
I would love that.
Come back and leave those comments. And in the meantime, everyone, please, let's pay our respects to the trans people. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Respect to the trans community. And fuck you, transphobes.
Trans people are my friends. Transphobes gon' catch these hands. Trans people are my friends. So respect them, but we're going in. Trans people are my friends. Transphobes gon' catch these hands. Trans people are my friends. So respect them, but we're going in. Transphobes, show your fucking mouth. I'll knock you out. I'll knock you out. Transphobes, show your fucking mouth. I'll knock you out. You better watch out. Trans people are my friends. Transphobes gon' catch these hands.